Hey, hey, Cassandra, what's going on? What you doing? What you been doing? Well, I guess nothing. Uh, if you've been having snow, be tired. Uh, just a little bit, just because I've been on my feet. Hey, B Town. Hey, lovely. A lot of snow. Oh, poor thing. Poor thing. Poor thing. Little get wooden hills. Oh, giant wooden hills. Hey, y'all. How you been doing? Is it cold where y'all at? Well, I know it is, um, Cassandra, and probably Love Lake is probably cold where she's at since she's been having snow. It's still snowing here. Today temperature was 19. Oh my goodness. Love Lake. You and Cassandra, I tell you, I couldn't be where y'all at. It's too cold. I can't do the cold like that. Hey, how you doing? What's been going on? Yeah, I finally finished my car, top, bottom, inside out. I had to Bissell clean it on the inside. Oh, oh, I just finished. 2 days of snow. Mm-mm. Yeah, I decided. Let's see if we talk about the little girl that got pepper sprayed and handcuffed. Hey, and what have you? And anything else I want to talk about? Yeah, anybody come up? They can. See, I'm trying to get comfortable here. Hold on. Let's see. Oh, yeah, Debbie. Oh, you cooking? Oh, okay, lovely. Yeah, glad to see you. Each day. I just get situated here. I'm just trying to relax. Yeah, link. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Hey, you got on them good earbuds, good headphones. Are you there? Oh, you muted. You there, my Debbie? Okay. What is going on? Not tonight. Uh, uh, let's, I listened to. Okay. Can you hear me? MYW?
I can hear you. Can you? Can you? Hello.
MYW.
Can you hear me? Hold on, real quick. Let me see. Me?
I can't believe this.
You hear me?
Hello? Oh, come on, stranger.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Okay. So
Okay,
let
so
me
let me
close down
close
one of these
these StreamYard.
StreamYards. Okay. Can you hear me again? Decop? Yeah, I
Can
hear you
you hear
now.
me?
I hear you now. Perfect. I think I had
Yes.
too many StreamYards
Oh, okay.
open and then it
Oh,
froze.
StreamYard. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was wondering if Nicole was at the
Who?
hospital.
Oh, who's at the hospital?
You hear me? Can you still hear me? NYW.
I can
NYW.
hear you.
Oh, oh, okay. Yeah, well, oh, I can't tell if you can hear me or not.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
Okay.
the internet's acting
All
like a
right.
donkey.
No, no. Let's see. I don't have anything open.
No, I checked. So let me
What
see.
is?
Because I'm prepared today.
Wait a minute.
I
Let
have
me see.
my actual brand new headset today.
That's why I was saying at the beginning. You got your good ears on.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
ready, but
hold
when I
on.
first logged
I
in,
don't know why it keeps saying waiting for.
you couldn't hear me.
Uh-huh.
And then I just got out of that StreamYard, jumped back in, and then you saw two of
Yeah,
me.
because I
So,
kept. Uh-huh. Okay.
but how do I sound? Because I'm
Okay.
not sure.
All right.
I couldn't tell you.
It sounds good now. It, yeah, you clear. You
Okay,
sound clear.
great, great.
I don't know why it's saying waiting for StreamYard,
Oh,
but you can hear me, can't you?
I can hear you, but you're buffering a little bit.
And
That I do hear. I'm checking the internet. I'm checking my
okay,
router,
it
see if
must be
anything's
StreamYard.
wrong. Yeah, my stuff is good. I just went downstairs to check and it's good. So,
Okay. I want to leave out and come back, but it's
I could
still
do it
buffering.
again. I can
Buffering.
do it again. Maybe you should leave and come back. Or we could both come back.
No. Yeah, that's what I said. No, you
No?
okay? Me. Let me try. Let me
Like,
leave and come back.
yeah, because you're buffering, decop.
Can you hear me?
I hear you, but you're buffering.
Okay, let me go.
Okay. Hey, everybody. How's everybody tonight? I heard about Nicole. I felt bad about Nicole. I don't wish that on nobody. I hope her a speedy recovery and I hope there's no complications. Ooh, Miss Mary, I'm sorry to hear that. I know about the migraines.
Mm,
Dang.
okay, what about now?
Yeah, much better.
Can you hear? Okay. Hey, Damon. Hey, Miss Mary. What Miss Mary say? I'm dealing with migraine. I went go above 70, paid $100 CVS injection. What does CVS give injections? Jeez, $94. Blood pressure, medicine with Tylenol. I can't take. Went got anesthetic caffeine. Wow. I had one. I had one yesterday. I had a migraine yesterday. Wow. And look, I got up today. I don't know what. Yesterday, I made a dentist appointment. I don't know why. I wasn't thinking about COVID. So, can y'all hear me?
I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
I had to
Oh,
go
okay.
to a dentist appointment. It was crazy, but it was the annual checkup I had to go to, and it's like I don't know. It's just you got to trust everybody. Like when I went decop, because I know the anxiety that I went through just going to the doctor because it's the COVID. They're always in people's mouths. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? These non-the symptomatic people, folks don't wash their hands. I don't care who you are.
Oh,
I mean, if I could have avoided the dentist this year, I really would have.
yeah. Oh, Miss Mary said one time fill for $100. Woohoo! Good Lord. Yeah, that was a little bit. That was a chunk of money. But I guess, hey, I would pay that if I was having a bad migraine. I can't doubt. The migraines ain't nothing to play with. So yeah. But yeah, I went to the dentist and started sit there. It was a new dentist office. So start filling out the paperwork, and I got to the form that talks about COVID, and they wanted you to, put your initials for all this. Where I got down to the point where I seen it. It said um, that you could possibly catch COVID because of all the people that come in, and I guess they have to take their masks off. And I got up. I said, "Oh no, I'm not gonna do this." Did I lose my mind when I made this appointment? Did I forget? Which I did forget about COVID until I read that paper. And he said, "Oh, you finished?" And I said, "No, no, I'm not finished." He said, "Did you stuck?" I said, "Well, you can call it being stuck if you want to, but actually, I don't know what I was thinking when I made this appointment. I forgot about I forgot about I forgot about C-19. I said, I can't do
Shoot,
this. I say, no,
decaf,
I can't do this." And he
decaf.
said, "Oh, it's
Uh,
okay. It's okay." He said, "Okay, I understand." I said, "I'm sorry, but I'll see you when it's over."
exactly, because my dentist didn't have me filling out no disclaimer. If I would have saw that, I would have walked out and took the hit. Okay, hell no.
Because I mean, basically, they just told the truth. You could possibly leave and end up with the virus. And I was like, "What?" And they want me to sign my initial. I said, "No, I don't lost my mind. What the hell am I doing here?" And so I told him, I was like, "I'll see you when it's over." But I was not thinking. I've spent money for 2 days trying to get rid of this nauseous migraine. Oh, 9 yards. You don't have any what's that? What's that medicine for nausea? Being nauseous. Um, what is it? You know what? NYW. I can't think of
I
the
got
one I.
it. It was like they automated gave it to me, but I mean, when I get nauseous, it's so rare that I don't take it. I know exactly what you're talking about. Shoot, what the hell? I have to look at my pharmacy, but I know what you.
It's like uh yeah, it's like vinegar, vinegar. but
D-Cup.
it's not mine. Is not called that. I forgot what it's called. But yeah, you get some. They gave me the suppositories and the pills because giving me the pills if I'm throwing up, I can't keep the pill down.
Yeah, that's true. Miss
Oh
Mary must got it really bad because I'll get the pressure, the halo, and like the really bad pains, but it's been a while since I've thrown up and or been that nauseated. Like, if I know I'm in that state, I'm
yeah,
going to
me
the
too.
doctor. I'm going to the doctor. I
Yeah,
don't care what you gave me.
I it's been a while since I've thrown up with I don't know, it's probably been about 6 months, 6, 7 months. I think I had, if I can remember right, I had one what that I was throwing up, but I used to throw up every time I get a get a uh, bad migraine, and that's no fun. There's some that could
Usually,
help you with. Did you try Tylenol or Excedrin? I mean Excedrin migraine, or
I
can you not take it?
Yeah, because I was going to say that
Hmm,
2D cup because I'll cocktail up with like Excedrin or I'll use the powders. I know you don't like the powders, but I'll just like
yeah,
drop a powder too, and then that helps out. But usually, like, and I don't have high blood pressure, but the trend for me is if I'm throwing up and nausea, my blood pressure is high. So what they do is
yeah, mine too.
it's a shot that I get, and then it lowers your blood pressure. But you need somebody with you because you're going to be DWI. So I'm serious. But other than that, I feel for you, Miss
Yeah, trust me.
Mary, because I know.
Yeah, Miss Mary, if you could take Excedrin migraine, I used to. It couldn't. I can't take Tylenol. Oh, is that the same thing? Excedrin migraine is that the same thing as Tylenol? I don't know, but I know.
No, it's
Who's
not.
it was
It's two
somebody.
different things. It's two different ones.
Oh, okay. Somebody.
I think Excedrin is more like an aspirin, where Tylenol is acetaminophen, if I'm correct.
Mm,
But it's something about that old school aspirin that just cuts, like just like a cuts it down a little bit. Because like I think we said this in another live. I said I don't be lying to my doctor. I'd be like, look, you give me this and I take this with this. He's like, it's okay. I'm like, well, I'm just letting you know right now. Yeah, I don't know what the hell you guys
yeah,
be talking about.
yeah. Try Excedrin migraine, Miss Pratt, because I used to couldn't take anything over the counter because it didn't work. But I think somebody on here, it might have been
That's me.
was telling me to try Excedrin migraine. Oh yeah, Miss P was telling me. Oh
Excedrin
yeah,
migraine
to try.
and
Hmm.
take and Miss Mary, you can either take goodies. If you can take the powders, I'm telling you, it really cuts it goes in your system a lot quicker. But what I'm prescribed is somatropin, that one, and something else that they're trying to get me to take, and I'm like, mm-hmm. But
You talking about the injection?
the injection, I don't
The
even know because it's been a while. The injection is to lower your blood pressure, but see, the thing is, it's also to me it helps with the pain. So the blood pressure I think is like exacerbating the migraine. But I don't have blood pressure, but that's when my I don't know what's going on that my blood pressure rises up that high on a normal basis. It doesn't. That's extreme. That's like a really bad migraine.
oh
If I'm throwing up and nausea,
well, yeah, I think with the bad migraines, everybody's blood pressure go up because my blood when I have migraine, my blood pressure is and it's because of that throbbing. It's that throbbing that you have in your
yep.
head, your blood pressure go up, and because of the pain.
So Miss Mary, the Tylenol and Excedrin are two different ones. So I'm going upstairs to see what the goodies is because I believe it's just aspirin, but it's hold on real quick, okay? Because I need to get in my room.
Mm. Yeah, because I yesterday I took two Excedrin migraines, and I took, I think, two muscle relaxers.
Oh my God, decop. I've been taking my muscle relaxers and I don't know why my neck and my muscles, like especially my neck area, has been like locking up. But I just read on the goodies, Miss Mary, if you cannot take acetaminophen, what I just realized it's a combination of aspirin and acetaminophen for the goodies. So if you can't take acetaminophen, I won't do it. You know, I don't know if you can take ibuprofen. That helps with the swelling, but I can't take ibuprofen. So that's like a oxymoron. It's a long story. But yeah, I've been taking my muscle
Mm.
relaxant. My neck has been like locked the hell up. I was like, I might need another some more appointments, my acupuncturist, because it's just crazy. I think it's the weather, you guys. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, yeah, because the one I had yesterday, I think I last 2 or 3 days, I've been waking up with a migraine. It wakes me up in the middle of the night. It's one of those, and I think it's the weather. Because like this morning, it was kind of cold, and then it was nice.
Yeah, I had a cold morning too. I mean, I don't know when spring is gonna break for real, but I'm done with the extreme cold weather. And I mean, I can't catch a break. It's either too hot or too cold.
I can do the heat. I just can't do that cold. Mm, mm, nope. But yeah, and drink your drink your Coke or some coffee. I don't know if you drink coffee, or if not, just get you a Coke
Okay,
and
so
drink
I'm
it.
glad you said that. You're right, Decop, because what's in common with Excedrin and goodies, they both have
Mhm.
caffeine in there. You're absolutely correct.
Caffeine. Yep. Get you a can of Coke and drink it. The nurses used to tell me to go to when I would have one at work. They would tell me go to the snack machine, and they said get your regular Coke and a like a candy bar, a Snickers bar or something, and uh and drink that Coke and eat that chocolate, and I would do it. It will work. Let me take these away. I'm too old for this. We're gonna buy a Coke tomorrow. Pray, but yeah, well, I definitely pray that you get rid of the migraine, because migraines ain't no joke. And you having a bad one. I haven't had a bad one like that in a long time. Not to the point that I had to go to CVS to try to get an injection. If I used to have a bad, I would have to uh, make an appointment and the next day go to the doctor, and she would come in and she's like, "Who's? Let me turn the lights off, cause I know you got a migraine." And I used to hate to have to drop my pants and get a shot in my butt, but the migraines got to kicking my butt to the point like now when I would have to go in there, I drop them pants. The nurse be just getting in the door, and I have them pants down and let them have that cheek, and they mix two different medicines. I know Toradol uh, work. They give you Toradol and it's something else that she mixed. Hey, Slappy. Yeah, they will mix two kinds of medication, and they shoot me in the butt. I go home and sleep. It,
I know,
it was
right?
not
Be
good.
knocked the hell out.
Yeah. So yeah, you get that Coke and get you a candy bar, a chocolate. Oh, hey, Slappy say hello.
Hey,
In one of them.
Slappy.
Yeah,
Hey.
and eat that candy bar, drink that Coke, and hopefully it'll go away. Oh, you finally, yo, you got your channel? Okay. Because I was looking for it. I was looking for your channel the other day, and I ran up on a bunch of slappies and slappy the slapster, and I was like, I don't think this is slappy. So I guess I was looking too soon.
I gotta subscribe.
But hmm, yeah,
I
yeah,
gotta
I heard,
subscribe.
yeah, me too. I have to go and subscribe. Okay, so we was gonna talk about the look the 9 year old that got pepper sprayed and handcuffed. Okay, because all
Yeah.
right, Miss. When you have you lay down. Oh, look,
Good night, Miss Mary. Take it easy.
yeah, yeah, lay down and get you some rest. Close your eyes. Turn off the lights. No noise. I hope that will work for you. Yeah. So yeah. So it was the little girl, the little 9 year old. Um, did you let's see? Where were they from? Rochester. Was that right?
Yes,
NYW.
Rochester, New York, upstate. It's like 8 hours or something like that from the city.
Oh, okay. Oh, oh, okay, okay, okay. So kick it off. Well, didn't I didn't get to see the mother, but I seen that she supposedly interviewed with who was she interviewing with? I guess maybe it was her attorney. I think she was with her attorney, and I guess maybe a news media.
Wait a minute. She's suing now.
Yeah,
Oh
that
boy.
I thought. I was like, wait a minute. From what I heard, wasn't she? I don't know. I don't want to say that, but she called the police. Well, from what I understood, okay, she originally called the police because her boyfriend or ex-boyfriend took her car. Is that right?
Okay. I didn't get that background. I only
Mm-hmm.
jumped in when the whole thing started because the child was threatening to kill herself and her mother. I didn't hear the boyfriend
Okay.
story. You gotta speed me up to, yeah, let me know. You got,
Yeah, yeah. She originally called called the police on her boyfriend because he came over, he took her car, which it didn't really make sense. Um and then what, her daughter ended up, I don't know how they fit together. Anybody else, did anybody else hear that, how it originally started before the little girl had contact with the police? I know I I watched a video, and that's what they were saying, that her boyfriend or her ex boyfriend came over, took her car, and she had called the police about that. And but I'm not sure how that came together about calling the police on her daughter. I don't know. Anybody else know?
that's
Nobody.
new. That's
Yeah,
new. And I just don't
yeah, I've
understand the
seen that.
correlation.
Okay.
Like, my daughter wants to
I
kill
don't.
me
I
and
don't. I don't.
herself. Dika. But I believe you. What I'm
Yeah.
saying is that's some weird crap. I think something's really
Yeah.
dysfunctional happening in that household. Just put aside what happened to that
That,
child with the police.
that's why when I seen her on doing that interview with her attorney, I kind of laughed because I thought, okay, now now you sitting here crying, saying your daughter is traumatized, which I know the child probably is traumatized. I would be traumatized if I was handcuffed and pepper sprayed at 9 years old. But she had all them tears. She was thinking about them dollar bills.
Okay,
But
I wanted you to say it, but I was thinking it instantly. I was like, okay, this cow is coming up from the come up. She is coming to get the come up because
yeah,
okay, what the heck? Now you concerned about your daughter? Now, if they would not have pepper
yes,
sprayed her, they still handcuffed her. Would you have been fine with that? I'm just saying, what would have been okay for you?
uh, yeah, I think she would have been okay with it. But it
Where's
was
the
boy, them
ambulance?
tears. She was,
I mean,
huh?
I'm about to get crunk. Okay, because I, you know a little bit about me, okay? And when I know about behavioral
Mhm,
health stuff, okay, the ambulance comes,
mhm.
okay? When is the police? The police. What happened to the ambulance?
Yeah.
Have you got some cheesecake yet?
No,
Oh,
I
I
don't want it anymore. Yeah.
want it.
Mm.
Oh, that's what's up.
Uh,
I've been to cheesecake,
okay.
but I
Okay.
just feel like eating something. Have you something?
Yeah. Okay.
I've
Go ahead.
seen
NYW.
I've seen homeless people acting like donkeys on the street, obviously mentally impaired. I've seen a lot of things in my life,
Yeah.
and even coming from my field, and I'm telling you, if they're violent, you get where I'm going. The police might have to restrain them to get them to the ambulance. I'm gonna say that again. So I don't get
Yeah.
this force of police. There were a total of
I'm trying to
nine
get you, Miss
cops
TR.
for a
Hey,
9-year old girl, and now you want to come up, girl. You need therapy. That's what
hey,
you
Miss TR.
need.
Hey, NYW
Yeah.
and Decon.
Hey,
Hey,
Miss
Miss
TR.
TR.
How are you? How are you
All
ladies doing?
right.
We're good.
Uh,
Thank
All
you for
right. How
asking.
are
How are
you?
you?
how's the little prince doing, NYW?
He's doing very well. He's working on his grades, not right now. He did fairly well for his first quarter, and he's, loving life, not going to school. I'll just put it like that. He likes
Oh,
virtual
okay.
school too much.
So he likes the homeschooling better.
Oh yes, he does. He really is in his zone. I'm telling you, I'm going crazy.
Mm. Nehemiah got some type of award that he got for the first of the month, and I told him I'm so proud of him. He'll be over here. He comes over on Fridays and he stays the weekend. Well, ladies, I just got off of Five Babes channel. You know, she is supposed to have her not amazing, but amazing documentary. She calls it amazing. Not amazing, but amazing
Yeah.
documentary that was supposed to be released today. She didn't release it because it was taking too much for her to load up on her phone. Are you kidding me? All that money that
Oh,
woman has, and you telling me she don't have a laptop or a desktop? Are you kidding me?
oh,
She does everything by her
a
phone.
phone.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too much. Yeah. That. Yeah. I was wondering about that documentary too, because I
She
watched
says
Jay Wilson
tomorrow.
last night.
Yeah, tomorrow
Mhm.
at 7 o'clock, Chicago time, she's gonna upload it, and those that are
Hey, Nadia.
members, she'll have it for them. I'm like, are you kidding me? She couldn't use her
Yeah.
phone. Her phone needed an update, and she didn't do it because of the fact that her,
Update.
in order for her to update it on the phone, it would be very hard, and the only way that she could do it is when she sleep. And she says she's always on the phone. Well, the kind of money that you claim that you've been bringing in and you having a business, why don't you have a laptop? $500 for a
Hey
laptop.
Yeah.
Nadia. Hey
Mm.
Nadia, long time no see.
It didn't make sense to me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's crazy. You don't have a laptop. You use your phone all the time.
Yep, she
Okay.
said she couldn't upload it because she has to do an update, and she'll promise she'll do part of. But it's not amazing. It's amazing. It's gonna
Yeah.
be
Right.
amazing. And I was like, okay, she added something different to the dictionary. Not amazing, but amazing. And but I don't understand all that money that woman got. Plus, she got what, the hair and the eyelash business and all that. And you don't have a laptop,
I
at
did.
least you know. And not only that, a desktop is cheaper than a laptop. You can buy a
Yeah.
desktop for about you say one, what they call it, 1 T, what's that called, terabytes or whatever. You can get a whole, I
Uh-huh.
mean, you can get something like that for about 250 terabyte. That's what it's called, terabyte. Yeah, I was
Hey,
like, I
Miss
don't believe
TR,
this anymore.
aren't you from the East Coast though, right? In that
Yeah, yeah,
area?
we
What do
got snow
you
up in Yang Yang.
Yeah, like for local, I know I heard about that. I missed those days, but not really. Only as a child. But anyway, what do you think of that incident that happened with that 9-year-old child upstate New York?
Which one? The one that
The one
you
that
mean?
got maced.
The one that got what?
Maced. She got pepper sprayed, matter of fact, by the
Oh,
officer.
I didn't read about that. Willie D was talking about that, and it came up on my recommendations, you know, twice, but I wasn't ready to read it because I got a glimpse of it, and some of that stuff really upsets me. So, I wasn't able to watch it. I do know that she was special, right? Wasn't she special?
I don't know.
What we know, what was reported is that she was suicidal and she was also saying she wanted to kill her mother. But the question I asked Decop was, you know, what what I know of people who are suicidal or mentally ill, I've never seen unless they are violent, police officers taking down a child not only with handcuffs but with mace or pepper spray. They usually you just restrain them enough to get them in an ambulance so they could go to a hospital. That is why I was like, maybe because you're upstate, or I'm sorry, you're not upstate. I don't know where you are, but
No, I'm in
maybe
New
you heard
Jersey.
something
I'm in New
different.
Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in New Jersey, but I seen it come up. And just like there's another police killing a black man, it's like that stuff starts to bother me internally, and I get so upset. So sometimes I don't watch the whole story because I think what today is Thursday. I
I
think
need to.
last weekend a black guy got killed by a white cop, got shot, and come to find out that it was his phone. So yeah, and it's like, oh, I can't deal with this. I can't deal with this anymore. I just get so upset. And not only that, I've been following stuff on this Marjorie Taylor Greene. Did you find out what was the outcome with her? Did they
Yeah,
get rid of
she's
her?
no longer part of any committee. So literally, she's sitting there with a job but no job. So they're kind of
Oh,
shunning
so
her.
she's still,
It's like
yeah, but she's still getting paid
she's
then.
getting paid, but it's like if you're not doing anything, you're not
Hey,
part of anything. I mean, they're silencing her. She cannot, she cannot participate, even though she didn't get kicked out of, the house. So I think that was good. I mean, we need to get on with our country. I'm tired of hearing about QAnon conspiracy theories. Can we just address what's going on right here, right now? And I'm so glad they're silencing her. And it was historic that we had 10 Republicans vote to take her off any committees that would actually impact or get that base started. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it should have been more than that. They all should have stood up and said "I" or "yay," as
I
they call
agree.
it.
I
They
agree,
all
but it's
should
a
because
start, Miss TR. It's a
people are going to start looking at her as being the face of the Republican, and it's like you if you're going to be the face of the Republican, I mean, their conspiracy beliefs were out of this world. They were out. They weren't even from Mars. It must have been from Jupiter somewhere. I was like, oh my god, oh my god. Oh,
Mm,
that the
well,
9/11 didn't exist. The plane did not go into the Pentagon. Are you kidding me? All those people who agreed and lost their life, and the shootings at Sandy Hook and all these other places that these people are eating babies and doing satanic.
I
I was like,
know.
oh my god!
I
But you know
mean,
what?
just
If you follow the money, it's I think it's all about the money too. Because why would they get away with such stuff? Even the attack on upon the Capitol. I was listening to the replay yesterday. I think it was because I get my days mixed up. And one of the congressmen, I think it's one of the congressmen that's going to be running, I think, for the presidency, and in the next term. And he denounced.
Haley.
It could have been
Was it
that.
Uh,
the Republican? Because if it was that young, he's
Yes,
actually,
a
I
young
believe his name is
Republican.
Haley. Yeah, and is his first term, and he's like a junior congressman, but he kind of destroyed his hopes unless they could keep that rhetoric going. Um, but if they got Marjorie, he's next, and so is Ted Cruz. So, keep
So
playing. And even if they voted the 10 Republicans, it was a show of support for democracy, Ms. TR. But the thing was, the Democrats had the vote anyway. Like, they have control of the House and the Senate. So it wouldn't have mattered if they voted or not. But it looks
um,
better as a unified front to be like, look, we need to stop this nonsense. And I'm glad they stood up. I know it's only 10, but it's a start.
don't you know that it was like 6 people that died and 2 officers killed themselves? I didn't know that. If you go to the View and you listen to when they
well,
interviewed him, 2 officers killed themselves.
two,
Yeah,
two killed
yeah.
themselves.
2 officers killed. I was like, I didn't know that. I know one that was beaten and he had so much
Hmm.
damage done that he died in the hospital. That's the one that was beaten with the fire extinguisher. And they just put him to rest. When was it, yesterday or the day before? They just
They
put him
put
to
you. Oh,
rest.
sick. Yeah,
Yes,
Yeah,
they
it
just
was
put him to
yesterday.
but
They
rest.
had a memorial. It was
Yeah, he
yesterday.
was.
They had a memorial.
Yeah, they had it. The president was there. The vice president was there. They had his funeral at Capitol Hill. Yes, he was beaten with a fire extinguisher and then later died in the hospital. But the other 2 officers committed suicide. And it was like, what? I didn't even know that there was another 2. I thought, it was a total of 5 people. One of them, I know 5 people died, and one of them was an officer. I didn't know that 6 people died, and 2 were officers that committed suicide. Well, what made them commit suicide? That doesn't make sense unless they were part of that garbage and they were shamed and they committed suicide. I don't get it.
yeah. It, either that, it was either they was part of it and just felt that they was gonna be drugged and arrested, and or they were maybe they like the other guy. I thought the other officer, that the only one I knew that commit suicide, I thought maybe it was either he was a bad cop and was afraid to get found out, and so he killed himself, or maybe he felt bad that he couldn't help the officer that got killed.
Oh, because one officer they showed he was being crushed. He was screaming. How part of his body was through the window, and I mean the window door, and he was screaming, "Help! Help! Stop!" And they were crushing him. Now I
Decop,
seen
I
that.
agree.
Yeah, He's okay.
You-
Yeah, because I seen him.
that
He's
guy's
okay now.
okay. Yeah, what you were saying
Hmm.
about either you were part of it or that event to some people, because PTSD does not mean you have to be like shot by Al Qaeda. Okay, that
Okay,
is
okay.
that whole event was very traumatic, not only for the officers but the congressmen, the senators, all that. That is just what, even though they are trained, to actually go through some of that, it could be both, one of both of them. One was just so
Mhm.
traumatized, you'd be surprised what people do when they get to a certain state. It could happen that quick, or it could be a mission of guilt too, because there were two
Mhm.
different ones. But yeah, that is what I thought
Yeah.
about that. At first I was suspicious and I had to really think about it. I was like, yeah, that is very possible.
Well, the whole
You're right.
incident was an inside job anyway, because they were guided. They were, they showed police officers taking pictures with them, grinning and pose. And I'm like, this is an insurrection. Are you kidding me? They were supposed to stop that. And because it started, and I'm telling you,
Yeah.
if they would have got Mike Pence, I honestly believe he would have got hung because the crowd was so hyped that they were all violent. The only ones that weren't violent was the ones that were outside, way in the back. All the ones that were in the front were violent. And they told me they acted like Spider-Man. They didn't act like no Spider-Man. They act like ninjas, honey, climbing that wall. That's just what they look like, ninjas. And they climbed all the way up to the top. And it was like, I don't believe this, but
Yeah.
I think a lot of them they're going to get away with it. I really do. Just like with Trump, I want us to be able to move on, but I strongly believe that Trump is going to get away. I don't think he's going to be impeached. I really don't.
Hmm.
What's your
I
input in
think
my
he
interview?
I think they're going to impeach him. If they do not do it, it shows that
He's above the law, right?
anybody, he's one above the law, and there's no consequences for your actions, no matter what you do. You know what I mean? So I think it's going to happen. Don't be fooled by what's going on right now. There's a lot of smoke and mirrors, and honestly, if you look at Congress, they're trying to get back to norm. And I feel that's why, not only because Marjorie is crazy, but she's an example. You know what I mean? If they got her, then that is example for all the rest of them talking crazy, because they're not just her. She's just the most extreme right now. Others
Well,
are
why can't
sliming
they
their way
impeach her?
through. I'm
Why
sorry, say
can't
again.
why can't they impeach her? She's only been there for 3 months. They should have
I don't
90
know
days,
why.
like they give us 90 days. And if
Yeah,
you don't meet the
right.
mark, we're not keeping you.
What I do know is
Mm.
people have gotten kicked out of Congress for less. Um, but it just, this censure, I don't know. I have to research it more. I've been watching some of it and I heard all the speeches and objections and why she should stay, and it's these people's fault and conspiracies and everything. But to me, just looking, I think this is a message, because this, we've been like for 4 years just like told to, don't look over here, you're not seeing anything, but everything's going on. Now there's real consequences to people's actions now, and I think she was really made an example. What goes on further, how she'll act, I don't think she's going to take this well, because she stood in front of Congress acting like nothing happened, and I
I know
believe,
she backpedaled,
you know,
right?
you
She
saw that
backpedaled on
speech.
everything.
She never apologized.
She backpedaled after all that havoc.
Yes,
No, she only did that because they
yes.
told her in private, you better straighten this out or there's going to be an issue. They threatened her and she backpedaled. But you don't sit there and say, oh, I was miscrewed and I was led to believe this. I'm like, oh no, it's like
No, it's too much
a
damage.
spy. Yeah, he's
That's
like
like
a
the My
spy.
Pillow guy in Congress. Just imagine if he was in there.
Yeah,
So no,
because wait until she gets stronger and this blows over. She's going to be doing something on a download behind the scenes.
no,
But she's
she's
just going to
not
wait
going to
for her
get
time.
stronger.
You
She
don't
was
think so?
supposed to resign. Do you understand, Miss TR? She's not going to get any stronger because she's not going to be part of anything. They said they kicked her out of all committees, current and future. So technically,
Oh,
anybody with any sense would be like, okay, I got the hint. I need to resign my
Yeah.
position. and
Leave.
and that's why people on the in Congress was like, this is a plot to get more seats in the Senate and House. You know what I'm saying? So
okay.
that's why they were making those arguments, Miss Tr. She's stupid. We all know this, and we're you waiting. You should have been put out a statement. Okay, I got it. I'm out. But she's not. So I think she might either get worse because what does she has to lose with her rhetoric? I think we're talking about 4 years of Trumpism. Okay, it's not quite gone. We still got a long way to go. It may not start getting normal to about 2 years from now. You know, so
And Trump was given $76 million that he was supposed to have the money to help pay for them, the legal fees and all that. They said that he kept every dime to himself.
And he stole
I
it.
read that yesterday.
Yeah, he stole it.
obvious. I knew
I
that.
said
I knew.
he scammed them again, $76 million. They say
He's
he
a
didn't use
thief.
not one. He kept it for himself. It was supposed to be money to help him with this, the thing that he was saying that it was fixed and everything with the
His
election.
legal team.
Uh huh.
His
Uh
legal
huh.
team. And
Right.
if he could find a legal team, that's what's
Yeah,
funny.
because everybody that says they're going to help, then a couple days later, they're out of there. They're like, nope, they've been declined. Now he's got a new set, so we'll see what happens.
Mhm.
Well, he got some ambulance
Wow.
lawyers. Who are these people?
I don't know. I don't know. I read yesterday that he has a new set. The day before, I think it was Monday or Tuesday, they said that I read that they quit on him, and now he has a new set. But what blew me away was the 76 million. He knows how to get the money now. He definitely knows. And if he gets impeached, man, a lot of things are going to go down the hill for him. For one, do you think he'll get a salary?
Well, he's already been impeached. Now they're just going through the processes of this is the reason why you're getting impeached, and they're giving him
Okay.
consequences. Now I hope they say, since you didn't collect the salary for all these 4 years, you don't need this salary. But what I really want them to do, because I'd rather pay him to play golf. I'll put $1 towards him to play golf, Miss TR, if he can never run for office, any public office again. That is
I
what
want
they're putting for.
I want him. I want to see him with an ankle bracelet. I want to see him with an ankle bracelet. I believe his wife is going to leave him. I don't think she's going to stay with him through all this. I don't think so.
I'll be honest. I'd be out. There's no way I'm going to marry for love. There's no love. I'm being facetious, but I'd be out. Bye. I had saw it coming, but I'm sure he's like, well, if you divorce me behind the scenes, I'll give you an extra $10 million to, I leave the White House. That was the most having, what do you call it, Decot, when you have like a vibe, a connection? What is it, Miss TR, where some people like, okay, the Obamas, you could tell them two are in love. They vibe with each other. They were the most awkwardest couple I've ever seen. Period.
I
I
know,
mean,
I know.
we've
There's no
watched
love there. There's no
none.
love there. And he put her through a lot of embarrassment too. There's one thing of knowing, then instead of it being out for the world to know. And she probably didn't think that he was going to win. And then when he won, because in the beginning, she said she didn't want to go to the White House, and they told her that they couldn't afford for it to be paid at two places because that means the Secret Service men had to be there as well as at the White House, and she refused. And you got to remember, she stayed with her mom for a long time. She didn't want anything to do with the White House after she messed up stealing
Yeah, well,
the former first lady's speech. She couldn't even do that. She had to take every word that the woman wrote and just said it in her voice. She tried to do the bullying thing, but how can you do that when you got a husband that bullies? It didn't work either.
I'm glad they're gone. I'm glad they're gone. I
Yeah.
go back to Florida where the water is crazy. There's something about the water in Florida. You fit right on in there. I'm glad they're gone. I don't think they'll last out in 24 months. Um, I'm glad that they're still moving on. I'm glad that we have a new presidency so we can address the issues in our country. Because that is all I'm worried about, Miss TR. I'm serious because, you know, she's no different than your trophy wife. You know what I mean? Be it even an NBA player or, a Hollywood,
Right, right, right,
celebrity.
right, right.
And I don't, unless I like them because, oh, that's a great actor or these are
They were
philanthropists,
right. They were no
uh,
value to the
no
people at
value
home.
to anything. Exactly, Miss TR. That's why I'm like, they're such an afterthought. And for me, my cheap ass to say, I'm gonna give you $1 never to come back every year. I'll pay you for the rest of your life, never to come back in public office. So I can sleep at night. Yes, I will do that. Seriously. Because you notice, I'll give you one thing about these two. Unless it's like the extreme right media, it's like it's more so that your mainstream media, CNN, MSNBC, C-SPAN, whatever is considered mainstream, is blocking them out. Like it's like they've not existed unless it's
That's true.
about
He hasn't been in
the.
the
You
limelight that
notice
much like
that?
he
I'm
used
like,
to.
yes, Miss TR. You know how nice that is. It's like your funky neighbors that finally leave the block, and then the whole block is like gives a sigh of relief. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
and
the
things start
crappy neighbors you had for years.
right, right, and then things try to come back to normal as much as possible.
Yes. And that's what I've noticed it. I don't know, like I said, if you noticed or even you decop that I said they're actually blacking them out too. Everybody, unless you to find any news in them, is like to go on the extreme, like I think it's the something Max. This I didn't even know this thing existed. Newsmax. Okay, this is supposed to be the new Fox News, and they're trying to get traction, but what they're not allowing, this is what I noticed about them, they're not allowing them to actually spew like the QAnon or any type of conspiracy. Because,
Hmm.
here's the funny part about it. Those who were one of Trump's lawyers is getting sued for like 1.5 billion, not 1 million, $1 billion. This particular company are the guys that actually set up the voting machines. I cannot remember the
Yeah,
name.
Dominican, the Dominican. I think the
Yes,
company is called
and
Dominican. Giuliani. Giuliani's
yes.
being sued. Yes.
Well, it's not just Giuliani. Remember that lawyer? I'm telling you, I know about Giuliani, and I was going to say something. Dominion, that's what their name is, Dominion.
Oh,
And
okay.
there was this one lawyer, she was female as well, and she
Oh,
was like, we're going to get him. This was before he even got out of office, and we're going to overturn the election. You'll see, this is what's going to happen. She is on the docket as well for $1.5 billion. And I said, go on. That's what I would do if you're like, disreputing me, discrediting me. And so what happened was my pillow guy got on Newsmax and tried to do the same thing. And they were like, no, 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 we apologize. Nope, you didn't hear that. He didn't say anything about the Dominion voting system because these people are handing out papers.
Yeah,
They don't
because
have billions.
not only does it affect their coin, but what they're being told that they did was illegal. And when you're being told that your business did something illegal and you know doggone well you didn't, those are some serious charges too. So I just
Yes, it
figured it
is.
was that
Yes, it
he had
is.
his social media accounts taken from him. And the only thing that they're talking about now is, like I said, the 76 million that they said he kept to
Mm-hmm.
himself, and how every time you turn around, there's a new group of lawyers, and then they get dropped. So I think this might be his third or
They
fourth
don't get dropped. They
attorney.
quit.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, you're right. You're right. They quit.
When you
They
think you're
quit.
dealing with somebody same as TR, and then you be like, you know what? Never mind.
Never mind.
Okay.
This is too much for us. Yeah, because
That's
that's
what
going to
happened.
be horrible on their firm that you're going to prove this man that committed treason. New
Hmm.
York is just waiting for
Treason.
him, boy. That attorney, those
Mm.
people over there are just waiting for him because they want to
I
get
think
him
it's the
on
ninth
everything.
district. I'm like, yes, ninth district of
I
New
know
York.
that she's a
You
black
hear me,
woman.
Carmen?
She's waiting. Yeah, she's waiting to snag him. And I thought, well, I knew after he said he wasn't going to show up for the inauguration. I was like, well, as soon as they came in, where Biden said, I will. I'm surprised they weren't there with the handcuffs, but um, the Trump family went out the back door.
Yeah, that's so declasse. I hate using that word
Yeah,
because
he
it's so
went out.
overused, but that truly is declasse. No amount of money will substitute your lack of class.
Right.
That's
But
what that is.
he literally went out the back door.
I know. I know. It's hilarious, Miss
And
TR.
the
It's
helicopter was waiting
hilarious.
for him. Yeah, he didn't even go out the front door. He went out the back. And I was like,
Yeah.
dang.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's a really depressing time in our country. And it was it's you know, the parallels of what we've been going through in the last 20 years. Okay, I'll put 16 years because he had 4 year term of two,
Hmm.
fronts in like Afghanistan and Iraq and
Hmm.
amount of billions of dollars spent
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
this foolishness, you would think that would out Trump, and excuse the pun, Trump, but 4 years caused so much more damage than what happened in the last 16 to 20 years. It's
What he
ridiculous. I
did in
thought that
4 years is going to be several
4 years.
somebody's term. It's not going to,
Thank
just like
you.
Biden hasn't even been in office 100 days, and he's trying to overturn everything from immigration and everything, lift all that. Those children, they're going to start matching up the families, the children with their families to do the best they can. He's overturning a lot of stuff. But one thing I am disappointed in with Biden and the other guy from Georgia, the white guy, the young white guy, when he said that we will get the $2,000. I really believe that we were going to get that $2,000 as far as the COVID. Oh goodness, the COVID relief plan. So he says, okay, we'll settle for the 1,400. Now you got to remember they already gave us 600. So if it was 2,000 minus the 600 leaves the 1,400. Now he's dumbing down to 1,000. So 1,000 minus the 600, that means they're only going to give us 400. Like, what can the people? I'm blessed because I have my daughter with me, and she balances out what I can't do. But there are people that haven't paid their rent for months, and they're literally going to be on the streets because people who have mortgages, they got to be able to meet their mortgage. We have senior citizens that have property that they're living off of from other people, and it's just a mess. It's just a mess. It is truly a mess. But Biden has overturned the Muslim, what is it called, the Muslim hold with the traveling and stuff. I forgot all about that. That he stopped them coming into the
Yeah, he did a
country.
lot of reversals with executive orders,
Right.
in which, and some of it was good. The man hasn't even been in a month, and you know, I feel like the first 100 days will tell us how things are going to go. As in, I feel for him, he should not be immersed in the Trump politics because he needs to run the country, and Congress needs to do their job because they are a branch of the government. There's three separate branches going on. Does he need Congress to run the country? Yes, he does. But what Congress is doing is completely separate than Biden being president. Unless he has nothing to do with it other than the apology that he gave after the insurrectionists stormed the Capitol. And that was
Hmm.
the human thing and decent thing to do because our own president at the time couldn't even do that until he got pressured. So I want him to continue to do his job, Biden, is my opinion, while Congress going to tear some Trump up, okay, right along with everybody else is about to throw a lawsuit at him. He has lived in a parallel universe for 4 years with enablers. And it really is sickening, Miss TR. But the thing is, it really opened up my eyes to where and how our country could go. It's scary. It was scary.
Yeah,
I'm
it
not
was
saying
like
we're
how
out of
low
the
can you?
woods.
It's like how low can you go? Well, I knew it went low when those things happened to those children, and they would say, "Well, we don't even know where some of the parents are." It's like, you know what? A lot of those kids went through human trafficking. You can't tell me that they did. You don't know where these kids, who they belong to, or what is what, and they lost what, 500 kids,
I'm not sure of the
500
number,
kids,
but I
something
know
like
there's a
that.
lot.
And it's like, yeah, they lost them to human trafficking. That's where they lost them to. Where else are they gonna go? They already have them in a concentration camp. Where else the others are gonna go? They slip. Ugh. Now that's low. That's low. And then the insurrection, I was like, uh-oh, my daughter come flying downstairs. Ma, you see what they're doing in DC? I see it. She was cussing. She was like, what the heck? Of course she didn't say heck. She said,
Mm.
what's going on here? And I was like, I want to ask her what her job say, because she deals with a lot of non-melanated people at her job, a lot, and they're all Trump. They're all, most of them, about 90% of them are Republicans. So it's like, oh my God. But yeah, it is what it is. It's like, but you know what? At this point, it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. And it's starting to get better. Although it may be a little small things, it's starting to get better. Nothing got worse. Nothing got worse. So
Well,
that's
the
the
only
plus.
thing I see, but it hasn't even been a month, TR, that the politics is going back to normal. You know, it's what we're used to seeing on C-SPAN,
Hmm.
or there's actually White House press conferences that don't sound like a Saturday Night Live skit. You know, uh, that if that's normal, yeah, I'll go with that. But we still have so much work to do,
Oh my
and
goodness! Of course, 4 years he destroyed. 4 years he destroyed the American. We got to get back in good standing with our allies for them to trust us. Shoot, the Queen of England didn't even want to have anything to do with him or us. So there's a lot that has to be done, and I don't think it's going to be done. Even when they go back to the politics or whatever, it can't get no worse than if he was still in there for another 4 years. So
we'll
even if
see.
it's just a little bit of hope, we got some hope going right now, something positive.
This entire year, not just January and February, it's just past, there has to be consequences to actions. It cannot be, well, this is the exception for this. And no, everybody should be held at the same standard. Your normal, Joe Snuffy, and anybody else who jaywalks across the street gets the same type of punishment, especially the insurrectionists and the people that supported them. And that's all I want to see. And I want to see the Ninth District of New York tear some behind up. That's what I want to see. That is
I want to
my
see that too. Now,
popcorn and Pepsi moment, right?
yeah, now we will call that news, right? Now that's news.
Yes, yes, that's what I want to see because there just has not been any consequences in the last 4 years, and that's all I want to see. It's pretty simple for me. I don't need anything complicated. And And that's pretty much my opinion on that. You see my dog
Actually,
decop in the picture?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she's literally laying right here looking the same way. Like, you know, you're supposed to be sleeping. It's hilarious. She be giving me a side eye. That's a real picture of my dog.
Oh, okay. She looks adorable.
Thank
She
you.
looks like she's a very sweet dog.
She is a really sweet dog. I call her Snoopy's great 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 granddaughter. She is a trip. Serious. This is a very smart dog. So,
What's her
but
name?
and just looking because I look at my picture, the avatar, and she looking up at me right now, Penelope. Like, what are you doing?
Is she sitting there because she wants to go outside?
No, she's sitting here because she's like, I've shut the house down, and when I shut the house down, she runs up. She knows it's bedtime, so she's looking at me like, "What are
Um,
you doing?" Because I'm sitting on the
oh,
bed
okay.
talking.
Okay, okay, okay. You
I
know,
got
my have my
equivalent of, hmm?
go ahead. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I have equivalent of D Cop's dog in one dog, like because D Cop will have the dogs around her. She's in one spot, but 40 pounds worth. So when you got 10 pounds worth of dog each, D Cop.
Wow. She looks
Yeah.
like she's a thick, healthy dog. She looks like she's thick.
No, she's
No?
no, not at all. She's beagle mix, and she's no, not at all. She's not a big dog. She's trim. I actually keep her trim, exercise her, and stuff like that. So she gets so
Mm.
many cups a day of food and stuff. You know.
Well, you know, my teenagers right here, the three, we have one. He looks like he's a full grown cat. He eats everything and he steals. He actually steals. It's like anything on the stove, anything that he could get into, he does. Now, the other two, Scarlett and Gilbert, they're thin, you know. One's a female. Scarlett is, you know, the female, and then you have Gilbert. They're thin. Gilbert's all black. He looks like a black panther. He has yellow eyes and he's all black. And if the lights show on him a little bit, you see these very, very fair, but they're like tiger stripes. But if you look right at him, he looks like a black panther. He's jet black. Scarlet, we call her Scar. She looks just like Scar from The Lion King, the face, exactly the way the brown is and everything. She a sneaky heifer. She's sneaky. She's sneaky. And then you have Worm. Worm is, I'm telling you, he's the one that you put on the yellow bus. Okay, he's special. He's the biggest one. He's the biggest one. I caught him in the marshmallow bags. He found the marshmallow bags, ran, and I'm looking, I said, the marshmallows eat. And then when I found him, he trying to clean himself and all his whiskers are all sticky and sticking together and everything. He's a sweet eater. You can't leave cake, anything like that around. He'll eat it. He's a thief.
Oh, that's
And he's the
weird.
biggest
Okay.
one. He eats, oh, he's big on marshmallows. He eats the marshmallow. He tears the bag open. We have to hide them, you know, in the cabinet. He learned to open up the cabinet. You can't leave anything out. Well, I don't trust him because you know, with cats, when you're not around, they jumping all over everything. So I have a special spray with bleach and stuff like that that I wipe the counters off. And he knows as soon as you get up and your feet hit the floor, you'll hear him go thump, and he'll jump off the cabinets. Then you see him running out of the kitchen. But he's a thief. He steals and he's a big cat. Solid, big, big cat. And he's not even a year old. Now when we had the snow, my granddaughter took them out and threw them in the snow to see how they react. They came in the house and now they stand at the door crying to go out. So that was a mistake because they're house cats. They're not, you know, what they call alley cats. Them cats out there will kick their butts. Oh my goodness. You gotta be you. Oh no. And plus, you know, we have other varmints outside. But we will have, I think in April will be a year. but they're beautiful. Their coat is so shiny and they feel like cotton. So, but they're a piece of work, but they're well kept. When you love your animals, you love your animals.
Yeah, that's true. I got to take her back to the groomer in about a week. Yeah, and get her nails done and stuff like
Yeah,
that. But yeah,
we have to
I
take
was,
ours to the vet to get groomed because no other, like pet groom places like that, they won't bathe them, they won't cut their nails or anything. We have to go to the vet.
I
They
had
said, "Oh,
cats a
we
long
don't do
time
cats. We
ago.
don't do cats."
It's hard to find groomers that actually these days from when I had cats to actually wash cats or groom them. But a lot of times I would just go and do it myself. I mean, it was a fight, a battle royale, but I didn't wash my cat as much as I wash my dog. I wash my cat like every 6 months versus my
Hmm.
dog. And it's coming into that time. I get her like washed once a month or every other month. You know, cats are completely different from dogs.
Yeah, well, we were washing them because they had fleas, and we couldn't get rid of the
Oh
fleas.
shit!
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was really bad because they came from a barn in Texas. I don't know if I told you the history. My granddaughter brought them home from Texas, and they were living in a barn, and we were trying everything. But when they went to go get fixed, spaded and neutered, I called up the vet. I said, how bad are they infested with fleas? Because we need it done. They said, yeah, we were going to say something. So whatever it is that they wipe, they said they put it on their skin and the fleas will die off. And while they were at the vet for the whole entire day, we bombed the house.
I would have.
And yeah, because we didn't know. He says, oh, they're so bad. They got to be in the furniture. So it's like we don't know. We haven't had any signs that they were in the furniture, but we embalmed every room and sprayed everything down. So by the time we all came home, everything was all clear and we didn't have anything. And they haven't had any bugs since then. And because we tried everything from flea collars to pills, them taking oral pills, everything, and it wasn't working.
Wow,
But
they
yep, it
are.
was not working. My daughter spent easy $400 because we have three cats, and the pills that go orally, they were $90 a piece.
I do that for my dog in the summertime. I don't have those problems, but I do know if you should have a flea problem. So borax, the cleaner, you can spray
Yeah, I
that
know.
in
I
the
use
corners
that.
of your house. Yeah,
Uh
it
huh.
really does work, and like see if you had it, usually they'll transfer into your car as well. So you should put it in your car for a few weeks or so. But
Hmm.
yeah, that's just sometimes I had one year a neighbor that moved in next to me and I had no problem. My dog has never had fleas until this neighbor moved in next to me and I
Oh,
said,
it
"What
must
the
have been
heck,
in the
Gina?"
grass and in the bushes.
It was horrible. I end up having to put like I had to get the backyard treated as well. You're absolutely correct about that. And I had to get the house treated as well as put my dog. And I never had this problem, Miss TR. She never had a flea, and she gets regularly groomed. And see, with my groomers, if your dog has fleas on them, they'll charge you extra to get it off the dog. So they will, and
Hmm.
that's extra money. You're gonna know your dog has fleas because you're paying extra money. They'll tell you. So I
Hmm.
never had this
Hmm.
problem until the neighbors moved in. And you're absolutely correct because they jump in the grass, they lay their eggs in the dirt and stuff like that. And your dog is just doing the normal things, or even a cat going outside. And but luckily I have tile floors, so I didn't have to worry about like getting in the carpets, the eggs and stuff. So it was
Right,
easier for
right,
me to
right.
get rid of the fleas. But I get what you're saying. But it seems to me, for me, my dog in the summertime, she takes her pills and she's fine. I haven't had fleas since, but it's once you get them, it's a little battle. It's a little challenge, but you can get rid of them like you guys did. But yeah, I cannot
Graham
stand
had the
fleas
fleas
any.
so bad that he was always sneezing because they were going up the nose. They didn't go in his ears, but we were trying everything, bathing, doing everything, and he was
Mm,
so depressed. He was so depressed. You could see it. He would be confused and he didn't trust us. It got to the point where he knew what the spray can looked like. All you had to do was pick up the can and he would run. He would run. He was so depressed. He was so depressed. But when we got him treated, their coat is changed. We don't have no issues, no issues, and they're not due back. I think they're due back the end of this month. And I guess they get checked because to be dewormed or whatever. But that was their first visit, and they were still kittens. They were what, about 6 months old, 4 to 6 months old, and they got their nails treated, they got their ears done, and they got their shots.
Good.
So they're up to date so far, but it's a lot of money. When I was calling around to see who would bathe cats, they wanted $85 for each cat to give them a bath
Because
to
it's
get
no
rid of it.
joke.
I know. Well, it's
First,
not
it's
easy
a
with cats.
chemical. Yeah, exactly. It's a chemical dip, and they probably did because sometimes with the cats you get out of off the streets, they have this special dip for them for when they have what is that called? Not lice, but ringworm. They It's something different about them,
Hmm,
So
hmm,
it's a chemical dip. It is all inclusive actually. So that's good. I mean, at least you care because some people don't care. It's a lot of responsibility having pets for real.
Well, I
People
look at
don't
it
have a
that
clue.
don't have pets if you're not going to love them and take care of them.
Hmm.
And I don't mean
I
taking your
agree.
dog and tying them up outside either. We had a white German Shepherd, and the landlord used to say, "Why don't you?" I don't believe he was Jamaican. We don't believe in having our animals in the house. He should be outside as a watchdog. I said, well, if somebody was going to come in, they just go on the opposite side of where the dog is.
Hmm.
He was a big white German
Especially,
Shepherd, and I didn't. We only, when he went outside, when we walked him, or when he went to the bathroom. Other than that, he stayed inside the house.
uh,
I don't think that's cool, man. I don't think that's cool. Your animal outside. Unless you got a herd animal where you're out there on a farm and you're doing cows and stuff, it shouldn't be. And even then, it's like at least give them a nice barn and someplace warm to be. A watchdog, shoot, they come in the front window. They don't have to go in the side window. The dog's tied up in the back on a chain. It didn't make sense to me, but my animals are in the house.
honestly, I would have reported them because you live in New Jersey. You mean that dog never go inside and it's snowing and bitter cold outside? Come on now. I would have called the
Mhm.
dog pound.
So we didn't allow our dog outside. Only time he went outside is just to run around in the yard for a little bit, and he really didn't like the cold. Are you kidding me? Or the rain. We opened the door, he would sit there and look at me and look outside. I said, "You better go out there and go to the bathroom and come back." He would sit there, big old white German Shepherd, gonna look at me. And this is like if to say, "You want me out there?" And I say, "Get on out there and go to the bathroom." And he'll go out. He'll go, and I didn't even have to call him. Whatever he did it real quick and came in the house. He didn't like the snow, and he didn't like the rain, and he didn't like the cold. He was a punk, I guess, but that's how we did it.
Oh.
Hey, Cassandra, is Slappy here? Still here? I never met Slappy. I've seen her on your show. Uh-oh,
No.
NYW dropped.
Oh,
She fell off.
okay. She'll jump
Yeah,
back
she's
in.
probably gonna go to bed anyway. All right, nice talking to you and seeing you, NYW.
She'll probably come back on.
And D Cup, you did such a great job on your vehicle.
Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah, it looked
I
like it came
finished
with a
it
conveyor belt.
tonight.
It It looked like you came off the
Yeah,
conveyor belt.
yeah,
I was like, wow. And you've been getting warm weather. That's good. I thought of what, about a month
yeah,
ago you said snow?
yeah. It did only snow for one day, and it didn't stick. it
My
it
daughter's
was gone.
van, the snow, my daughter's van is covered up to maybe 3 inches from the top of the hood. That's how bad the
She
snow
been
is.
she
So,
been
my
what?
W, you're gonna start another garden this year?
Yes and no. I'm not going to be in as ambitious as I was last year because I'm going to be
Um,
kind of busy. But I thought I'd do more of a decorative floral theme instead
oh,
of
you're gonna go with
actual.
floral this time.
Yeah,
Hmm.
because I actually been researching and looking to see what I do, but nothing edible. I don't have time actually.
Oh, okay. Well, up until we got snow, believe it or not, I still have rosemary outside.
It probably still alive underneath that.
Hmm. Well, I cut it down as much as I could. And about a week before the snow came, I look, I said, "Ooh, there's some more up there." It looks like a little, like an evergreen bush.
Hmm.
And I cut it down and I dried it out. And I got a bread machine for Christmas. So,
Nice.
yeah. So I said, well, that takes not that I didn't know how to make bread without, the machine, but I could set it up and then go to bed and then have it fresh bread in the morning bake because bread machine bakes and does everything with it. And for those who may
Hmm.
be listening or even a replay on the Amazon, they're $55. They're in between $55
Okay,
and
lovely.
$60.
It's my plate. Oh,
Ooh, it's
sounds
gonna make
good.
me hungry now. So when I was saying, oh, maybe I ought to make the rosemary. Now, do you put dry rosemary or you put fresh rosemary in your bread?
Fresh.
Fresh, you mean where it's still green? Oh
Yeah.
man,
Straight out
I
the garden.
oh wow. I'm gonna have to go to the store and buy some because I don't have it fresh out of the garden. I dried mine out.
Well, that was the well, it's not bad, Miss TR. You can dry it or fresh, but usually when I'm like, okay, I'll make rosemary bread, I just go to the. I mean, mine is still quite alive. I think that is a very hardy plant because to be alive, so I believe yours might be under some snow, but I guarantee it's not dead. Um, dry as Mary as convenient. When I'm actually cooking, poultry and everything is even with bread.
Oh wow. I'm gonna have to go out there and look. Nehemiah's coming tomorrow. Maybe I'll go out in the backyard and push back that snow and see if I can find it. Yeah, I cut it all down and put it in a paper bag for it to dry out.
There's nothing wrong with that. It's like you both, but I just like to use fresh. It's just the thought that I have it sitting in my pot instead of me going to bird and getting buy one. But you can, but you know that organic, fresh. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes where they get some of these herbs, I be like, I hope this is China. They say it's not, and then it turns out the well. And stuff,
Right.
you know.
Uh-huh. So what I know that when I did cut it, it was so fresh and my fingers smell so nice because the oils from the
Mhm.
plant.
Yes, it
I was
does. Yes,
like,
it does.
oh my gosh.
Yes,
All the and all
yes,
I did was
ma'am.
keep smelling my fingers until I washed them. I was like, oh, this smells so good. And even
Mhm.
my
That's right.
mint, well, it was just started dying back. When was it? And we're in, say, around November, the middle of November, it started dying back. And my carrots are ready to come out of the pot.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's
my
good, Miss
carrots.
Sierra.
Yeah, and my strawberry plant hung in there, but it only bloomed strawberries, and they were white. And then I would go the next day and they'd be gone. So I think the animals were eating them.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try again.
Yeah.
I don't know if the plant will be dead because of the cold now, but I am gonna try again. And I'm gonna do it a different way. I'm gonna have it directly in the sun. And my romaine lettuce, it kept growing. It kept growing until just about a week before Thanksgiving. They had fresh new leaves on it. I was like,
It's
wow.
good.
It was
That
like,
is
wow,
good.
okay. And then it bolted. I said, well, maybe the seeds will drop in the pot, and it will start growing again on its own. Decop, have you seen oh, I can't believe the world? Does he
Haven't
come
seen
in your
who?
chat? The world. Does he come in the
Who?
chats anymore? The world.
No, I haven't seen him. I think he came on what was that? Christmas or New Year's,
Oh,
and
okay.
super chatted me, and but that was the first and last time I've seen him.
Oh, I hope he's well. Well, I'm pretty sure he is. He probably just not coming on your
Yeah,
maybe on your chat. Maybe he's on the other ones. Did
yeah.
you see what looked like my aunt
Uh,
was picking everything on her garden and didn't know she was picking my brother's weed also. Y'all should have seen the salad, boy. Was she giggling? She was high as heck.
That is
Well,
funny
it's
as black
yeah,
slick.
well, yeah, 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 yeah. Even certain weed is edible. My daughter bought this herbal book. Where is it? It's right here. Let me tell you the name of it. Cost her like $40 for this book. I would have never bought it. It would have been too much for me. The Lost Book of Herbal Remedies
That sounds like something
by
my mom used.
Claudia Davis. Yeah, by Claudia Davis and Nicole Applian, PhD, and Claude. No, I said Nicole, right? No, it's Claude Davis. But
Yeah, that's like
anyway,
my mom does that stuff too, Miss TR. She's really into those herbal remedies and herbs.
yeah, I wouldn't spend no 40. I looked up that book. It was $40. I was like, not that I can't Google. I'm not spending my money. But no, I was like, no, she only gonna tell me to look it up. But I seen on YouTube where there's a certain weed that you put in your salad. You eat it like a salad. And I had a lot of that in my backyard, right along with the dandelions. And they don't put chemicals in my backyard. The office when they go and mow my lawn and stuff like that. And so this time when the dandelions come up, I'm gonna get Nehemiah to pull them up, and
Oh,
I'm gonna make some dandelion tea. I hear it's very good for you, so I'm gonna
iced
try that.
tea, but I had like emphasis on her herbal remedies. I've been the subject all my life. I can't take it no more. So, but
Okay.
kudos to those who do it and those who do it. But I'm experimenting on terms grown up. It's too much. I can't.
Oh, okay.
salad.
So my daughter, she'll buy things for herself and then tell me to read it and do it. That's what she do. I bought the book, and I'm like, yeah, why you giving it to me? Well, you went out in the garden doing this, so here. But that's just like her cooking for my mother. My mother just say, Tressy's invited me over to cook. I said, oh, really? What did she say she was going to cook? I said, no, her idea of cooking is buying the groceries, putting it in the kitchen and telling me what's in there. That's her thing. She'll go buy it and then I have to cook it. I found a way to make yogurt. It is so easy, NYW.
Mm.
I mean, oh my God, it is so easy. You take regular milk and you use white vinegar, and if you YouTube it, you'll see it. And it'll take you maybe a half hour to an hour to do it. And that's just from the pot, overnight processing. It'll take you maybe about 15 minutes to heat up, 10 minutes to heat up the milk, and then put the vinegar in it. And then there's a process that you have to let it sit for like 8 hours. So if you did it at night, when you wake up in the morning, you will have nice yogurt. And if you strain till all the liquid doggone near comes out of it, it turns into Greek yogurt, which is very good. But you have to take yogurt, like yogurt that has the culture in it, and you put like maybe a tablespoon in the milk and you stir it. And that's how you make it. It's
Okay.
so easy. It's so easy. So if your little man can't have dairy products, you can use the lactose milk and make yogurt. Make him make the yogurt and then put it in the ice cream maker and make yogurt ice cream.
Oh. Yeah, I haven't had that in years. Remember there was a crazy ice cream? I remember that was fun. That
Yeah,
was fun back in the day.
it was called TYB or something like that, right?
Yeah, they had so many. It was like either like mom and pop versions or TYB. I
Mhm.
agree. And those days.
It's not a hard thing to do. It's so easy. It's like I think it's no. The vinegar is to make cottage cheese. To make That's what it is. If you put vinegar in the milk, you make cottage cheese. To make more yogurt, you just take the milk and you put like 2 tablespoons of culture yogurt that you buy from the store, and you
Why
put it
you
in
laughing?
and you stir it, and then you let it sit with a covered pot overnight, and the next day you end up having full yogurt. And if you strain it and get a lot of the whey out of it, you'll end up having Greek yogurt. And also, you could take yogurt from the store and strain it and let it sit in the refrigerator overnight with a cover on it. It turns into cream cheese.
Okay. Have you tried it yet?
Nope, no. I tried that a long time ago. A friend of mine told me that, and I did that. I took it and put it in a mesh strainer, and then took a piece of plastic and covered it so it wouldn't get filmy or hard on the top, and it drained all the way out of it. And it tastes a little bit like cream cheese. So what I did was put garlic and chives in it and mixed it up and used it over baked potatoes. That's what I did.
Okay. Okay, that's not bad.
But that goes to show you I had nothing else better to do with my time. So I'll be scanning certain things. And when I go on those homesteaders and see how they do it, and there's a lot of African American homesteaders, and I didn't know that because most of the time when you see them on YouTube, they're Caucasian. So I started following them and watching them and say, okay, this is easy. So I know how to can, I know how to make the cottage cheese. Um, and even mozzarella cheese is a process, but it's easy to do. And mozzarella cheese is made out of powdered milk.
Really? Okay. I've never made those cheese before, or cottage cheese, or like yogurt. So I really couldn't tell you, but I didn't know.
It's really easy to do. And I was like, dang, no preservatives, no nothing in it. See, everything you get in the store is basically, it has to have preservatives because of the shelf life. This is no preservatives at all. And they make cream cheese. You know how much cream cheese is? And that's the no brand. It's like you telling me oh no, I can get me some cheap yogurt and strain it, even if I don't make my own yogurt. Nah, I could do this. And I always think of it as a hustle because I live in a community, and A lot of people know that I do now a lot of things from basics. So I'm looking forward to them me maybe even start doing a little hustle and selling my stuff. So what you
Yeah, I
bringing about
remember you was talking to you about that. I think I was in it live. Was I? I'm not sure. I might have been play. Converting, well, your expertise or, your resources into money.
yeah. So, because I don't know about where you're at, but I know when we go to the store here, it's like certain, it's the shelves, especially with bread. Bread and milk seems to be a struggle to stay on the shelf, and I don't know what's up with that. You know, I don't know if it's
Oh,
because of the area that I'm in, and they're
it
just not
might be because
stocking like that.
leveled out. It's leveled out where I'm at. I mean, what everybody's experience is finding disinfectants and cleaning supplies. I think that might
Hmm.
be an issue across the board. But and when I didn't know name brand Miss TR, but there was some name brand cleaners that I just was like, that was my, and they disappeared. And now they got these weird cleaners from China. I'm just joking. I don't know where they're from, but I've never seen them before. And I'd be like, what the hell is this? So like our name brands are disappearing. The only thing you can guarantee to get is some Pine Sol. But I just
How
found some
about the
409
bleach?
after a year. Well,
409.
regular bleach,
Oh, okay.
409 back up, because that was my go-to. and I snatched it off the shelf. I was being selfish. I didn't care because I love me some 409. But if you notice, and I don't know because we're in different parts of the United States, the cleaning supplies are totally different. They just started getting back like Comet and Agent things like. But other than that, I can still get shampoo, bread, and I kind of slacked off on the bread because I've been busy. But I pretty much get what I want. So
Well,
it's
that's
just the
good.
only, and that's good, but it's good. But see, it's not good, Miss TR, because they charging more.
Mm.
The price has gone up significantly.
You know what else too? It's hard to get by me. Flour.
Oh, I mean, that's kind of
Yeah,
weird.
yeah. I'm gonna have to tell my daughter to and that was at Shoprite. I don't know if you have a Shoprite where you guys are at, but that was at Shoprite. And I told my daughter that when you go to Costco, you're gonna just have to buy it in a bigger bulk because what would be like $1.59 for a 5 pound bag of flour, it was like I bought bread flour and it was almost $7. I was like, oh, now when you do your bread, do you do regular all purpose flour or do you use bread flour?
Both depends. Can I can duplicate? Okay, I think that the bread flour is overrated. Okay, but I do use both. Um, and I've experimented different recipes to see how they turn out, and they weren't too far apart. I was like, I think it's a gimmick. I think when we're using bread flour, let you know, bread flour to me can be used for baking cakes. That's when you need,
Okay.
to me, that extra fine, that mill flour. All-purpose flour is
Right.
perfectly fine for bread.
Yeah, because our ancestors, our great parents and grandmas, they used all purpose flour. I don't think there was bread flour. And bread
Oh,
flour is supposed to have more gluten in it, to my understanding.
hey, Lovely still repeating again.
Yeah, it's doing that.
Okay, hold on, let me guys. How
Get up and
am I repeating, you guys?
No.
I need
Okay,
something.
okay. So
I'm here.
I was
Oh,
listening to my
oh yes,
decop.
you were. You're doing it again. Hmm.
I'm doing it again.
Yeah, apple up. Put me an
I don't
apple
know.
up.
You might have to go. Yeah, you might have to go out and come back in. I don't know.
Oh,
But
she was still repeating herself.
yeah, you're gonna have to drop the link again for her.
Put my heater over here. I
Who
think
you
she did.
listening to, Decop,
Yeah, she did.
with that smile up on your face?
Oh no, nobody. My grandson was talking to me. Yeah, yeah, he
How
was
am
in
I
here
now? Am I the same?
trying to talk. Oh, what happened?
Try
Oh, there
again.
you go. You back?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
NYW?
Okay. I hear
Yeah,
you, Miss
yeah.
TR. I
We
hear
hear you.
you, Decop. So I was talking to my sister
Oh, okay. Yeah, you good.
because she was just so upset about like the
Hmm.
past events. Um, and well, she don't mind.
I'm
My
sorry. She was
sister,
upset about what?
well, my sister is in the behavioral health field. Okay.
Okay.
And I had to ask her about what happened to the child. And we were talking about the 9 year old little girl that got maced by the police.
Mhm.
And she's worked in clinic inpatient stuff. And she told me that was just like unacceptable. Unacceptable. Because, I mean, now there are some belligerent, I mean, you can cause damage. We're not saying because you're 9, you can't do any type of damage or anything. Okay. But what my sister stressed is like, okay, so I don't know how to put this because depending on the region in the city, the county, town, you get where I'm going, Decop, the funding may be different.
Uh-huh.
And I'm thinking
Yeah.
maybe that's what happened up in Rochester because my sister about fell out with that 9 year old on how they handle it from the behavioral health perspective.
Well, I hope
And
it
it's
didn't do
been
no
bothering
mental
me.
damage. I hope that it didn't do no mental damage to that little girl. Because if it was my child, I couldn't even watch it. Because, what I do is that Nehemiah goes through a little behavior thing. And I be thinking that he goes through his little spasm when someone does that to him. I would freak the hell out.
Well,
You
I
know,
agree, Miss CR.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh my God, if it was my
Yeah.
child, if it was my child, oh my God, oh my God. And that's why I'm like, oh my God, I get so upset. And then I'm like, oh my God, how these, just like what, 2 weeks ago, a cop slam dunked a young, wish 14 or 15-year-old because she was breaking up a fight. He slammed her down so hard that she was knocked out. I'd be like, oh my God, see,
Yeah.
stuff like that would make me want to kick that police's butt. I'd be hiding in bushes, ready to knock him in his head. It's like, oh my God, I can't handle stuff like that.
Well,
Yeah. That's
that is go on,
hey,
Decop. Say something. Say something.
hey, Mickey. Oh no, I was just saying that's what I was thinking too. How Rochester, because I was saying that police officers now have to the course, the in-service training for dealing with mental issues and mental crisis. Um, but that I had to think about it. That's in Texas. I don't know if other states do it, but in Texas, I know they do. Hey, Mickey. Um, yeah. So I don't know if they're training, if they have to take training for it, and they also have the a team. called CIT, and it's a team, and they only thing that they do is they deal with answering calls for mental health. Now, the thing is, it seemed like that they don't have enough of those teams, because if they did, that guy that got shot, uh, where was he at? And was was he in? He wasn't in Rochester, was he? Was he up there too? He was somewhere. Hmm.
I don't
It was
remember.
he.
All I did
I
was
can.
see he slammed that girl so hard on that floor that it knocked her out.
Yeah,
What are you talking about?
that's
You're talking about what NYW is
little
talking
girl.
about. Okay, the little girl.
Yeah, the good. Yeah, I didn't watch the. I seen the video. I didn't watch the one with the officer slamming the little girl. I just didn't. I don't think I could have taken that. That was too much. But the little 9-year-old girl, no. Handcuffs, I can understand possibly, you know, but me,
Right.
I don't think I wouldn't need to handcuff a 9-year-old. I do believe I can handle a 9-year-old. I can get her in the car, if she needs to go. But my thing is, these people have to understand they got to stop calling I mean, because of previous incidents that have happened, they got to stop calling the police to
So who
deal
do
with
you
the
call
mental
then,
health.
Tita? So who do you call?
You you have to do like people I've known, okay, because I've had to meet them at the hospital, and you can do that if you can get the person, the child, or whoever it is, and you drive to the hospital, and then they call and they give me the call and say meet them at the hospital, uh, outside the front door. They drive and they'll be there in about 10 minutes. So
But
stand
these
by,
kind
and that's what I do.
then they should have a special
Now,
line for the mentally ill then, because right now all you do is call the police. They come, they talk to you to assess the problem, and I thought they were supposed to have a team where they have someone that they call for mental health. Just like if someone was taken as hostage, they have an intermediary to talk or whatever. Because and these are male police. They're literally beating up these kids. Now sometimes
Well,
just
what
talking to them
and
to
that's
calm
why
them down.
that's why I said, because of the previous incident that has happened, you're gonna have to stop, because first of all, they don't have enough teams, the mental health teams, to send out, and they're gonna send regular police that just not going to take the time, use their training, and the training that they go through is not the training CIT uh, go through. Okay, they deal with nothing but that. But if it's like it is now, don't call the police.
So who
Put the
I'm
person
saying,
in the
who do you call?
driving to the hospital.
okay, Miss TR. So that's why I brought the
Don't call.
subject. Yeah, I brought up because I think it might be something different up in Rochester, New York, because it's the state of New York. That county is going to run way wherever whatever is in Rochester. I don't know the counties, but you get where I'm
Mhm.
going with that. So I know for a fact where I'm from, they have mental health facilities, and usually it doesn't seem like with this particular 9-year-old, put aside the mace, the tase, and hair, there is serious underlying issues going on. And for her mom to call the police on her saying, okay, she's trying to kill me, there has to be of behavioral health intervention with this family. And to me, no, automatically the police intervene, it may not be any type of services until they're in the hospital. Not be funding. And that's what had me thinking about this when you brought up the subject, decop. Because I know where I'm from. I know the little crazies around there. They already know. They're already dealing with. They already know the police are there just in case they are a threat or a severe danger. But I know about. You can't say the girl was off the roof. Okay. So let's be fair. Maybe it was exhibiting something we never seen. They had to chase her out house. The 9-year-old. And if the worst case scenario, put her in handcuffs. But they have mobile crisis teams where I'm from when it comes to this stuff. And the way it went that far. And that's our sister. I was like, girl, normal. I know it's not normal. So don't think that no one has the wrong answer here. I just think it's really where you're from. It's like one part where I live, uh, our regular school when I was our regular taxes went into our schools, excellent schools. But next door, the town next to us, they got the same amount of money. It was jacked the hell up over there. They didn't fund them the same way where they thought was a priority towards their city, towards their communities, towards the infrastructure. I think that's what might be in Rochester, New York. That's just my opinion.
It's still, I mean, it's still, it will still end up being the same thing. Uh, you see, they got suspended, and that's because you don't mace a 9-year-old child. That's ludicrous. Who does that? Who would need to? I think I could take a 9-year-old child and bend her and put her in the car. I've done grown men. I think I can get a 9-year-old child in the car. Um, I think I could talk to her and get her in there. But what I'm saying is, don't. If the police is gonna continue to do stupid shit like Mason, a 9-year-old child, or shooting a grown man that came out of his house because he was having a crisis. If they're going to keep doing that, stop calling the police. Try and get the person into your car and drive them to the nearest hospital. You can call on your way, and you call the police department and tell them, I have a mental patient that's having a crisis. I'm on my way to the hospital. I need someone. He or she is not going to stay volunteering. If they know I'm bringing them to the hospital, they may try to jump out the car. All all that, and I need that information. And the reason I need the information is because once you make it, you fly up to the front door. Then I take over and I tell the person, get out the car, go with me. And if they say, no, I'm not going anywhere, well, at that point in time, you can no longer say you're not going into the hospital. I have to do it's a warrant. And I have to do the paperwork and force you to go. Now, if that means I have to put handcuffs on you, I have to put handcuffs on you. If that means I have to fight you, which I have done many times, then I have to fight to get you under control to take you to the psych ward. And at least your family member or your will still be living, and you won't have some cop that done killed them when they stepped off their porch, or your 9-year-old child will not be maced.
Yeah, because when you mace a
That's
child, you open up for the child to choke, to have anxiety, to have an asthma
yes.
attack, and then drop dead.
You don't know. Yeah, You don't know if that child have asthma, and you pepper spray that child,
That's
and
it's gonna
he
die.
or she go into an attack and die. And then what? Yeah, it's gonna be sued, and so is the department. Okay,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that's
I
why those
agree.
officers got in trouble. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're
So
love
we
Blake.
have
Love
to
Blake. Sorry,
go, go
go on
look
ahead. I'm
like something.
sorry. It
No,
was
no,
like
go ahead. Did she
the,
have a weapon?
yeah, exactly. No.
Yeah, no, she didn't have a weapon. No weapon. They just chose to, because they couldn't what? They couldn't get her in the car. They couldn't make her get in the back seat. So they pep, pepper sprayed her and then handcuffed her. And they didn't even try to um, get the pepper spray off her face. You do that at the scene. You know, you call the ambulance. They water, milk. You could they could have asked the mother, "Do you have some milk so we can pour it on her face after you sprayed her?" First of all, you should have no business spraying her, a 9-year-old
Hmm.
child, or
That's exactly.
a psych
Yep.
patient, a psych patient. Period. Because some makes do nothing to psych patients but make them mad, and then they really will tear your butt up. But then
And
some, uh, if you spray some psych patients, it could, like if they have some kind of respiratory, you could kill them. Why would you spray them and then having having a attack or episode?
Did they
mhm.
tase her?
I would
God, they didn't,
no
Miss TR. That might have been next because that's what I wanted to,
probably
decop on. They sprayed her, and I'm like, okay, so is anybody about to get like a pH
yeah
solution? She just sitting in the
yeah
offering. That is like horrific to be amazed. It's not cool, And she just sitting back there like, is she's some violent criminal like that? It don't make sense. And I'll repeat this. Wind, and that's why I have to like scales of this, like halfway empty, halfway
I love
full.
Blake.
Blake said something funny. Let me
I
check.
love Blake. It probably should be Kwani, but definitely not a 9-year-old child. That's crazy. When I heard that, like, what?
It
What
probably
you
brought
say?
more confusion.
Oh
It
my
probably brought more confusion to the little girl because now you got fear kicking in.
god.
Hey, Mickey, how are you?
Yeah,
I see you saying hi.
and, and her mom now. I mean, I don't blame her. I sue him. I sue the department too. You pepper spraying a 9-year-old, and I
Yeah.
can understand possibly handcuffs. If she was in that bad of a condition, the handcuffs possibly, but it would be to protect her from herself.
They probably were
Uh,
gonna tase
I
her
doubt.
next. If they did that, they probably were gonna tase that. And if they tased that little girl, then they probably would have killed her. Because that electricity going through that body like that. That child wasn't that big.
Yeah,
She wasn't an
no,
adult.
and you can't tase no child. Just pepper mace. You can't pepper mace a child.
Well,
That's
they did that,
crazy.
but I wouldn't
And talking about
under.
tasing one,
No, the pepper spray
I
was
don't know
crazy.
what they was thinking.
I don't know what they're thinking. So I
What
don't know
could
how
they
why the
think?
ambulance wasn't called even after the maze. Did I miss something? Because the whole
You
situation
have
should have been a non. Yeah, where I'm going, Decop.
you have to you have to um, do something after you pepper mace a person. You can't just let them suffer y'all probably have seen many times they pepper mace them, and you'll see somebody run into their car to get a bottle of water uh, to pour on their face if the ambulance haven't made it. But yeah, normally you call the ambulance so they can water them down. You have to do that, and
Mickey's saying
that's
that
crazy.
Mickey's saying that that baby is scared for life. I can
Yeah.
imagine now.
Hard for life.
Yes.
Yeah, scarred for life. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. Just think, that. Do you know how bad pepper spray hurt?
I know.
That is a unbelievable. Yeah, well, I do because we have to get pepper spray.
In
Let me tell
training,
you,
yeah.
that ain't. Yes, that is nothing to spray a child with. I
And
was
police pepper,
snotting and spit slobbering.
yeah, and pepper spray,
Yeah,
police pepper spray is stronger than over the counter pepper spray.
yeah. It's got
My
cayenne pepper in it.
my daughter said, yeah, my daughter said in training, when you get sprayed, you start throwing up all that.
Yeah, snotting. You see them people on TV that snotting and spitting and slobbering. That's
Hmm.
what it makes you do. And we had to get sprayed in the face. We had to stand there and let them spray us in the face. And believe me, my your face be just red. And if you turn your face, you got to get back in line because they want to get you in the face,
My
in the
daughter said
eyes.
when she went,
You,
yeah, my daughter said when she
mm,
went through training, not only did they spray her, but she had to put her gum back together because they want you to know
yeah,
that yeah, that they sprayed her and she had to put her gun together.
yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, yeah, that's crazy. Because some people have they used to have the mace, and people would take the mace. We had the it was like phone. It was phone. It was the phone mace, and you
Yeah,
spray it,
that stuff
and it stick
stinks.
to
Ooh.
yeah, it stick to their face, but they would grab it and throw it back at you and hit you in the face with it. So they stopped using the phone for that reason. Let
That's
me tell
funny.
you,
I know
that
that's
did
not
hurt. I'm
funny,
gonna tell
funny.
My daughter said it's
when
painful.
we
She
got
said it
sprayed.
does hurt. Because I asked her, she said,
Yes,
Ma,
it
it
hurts
hurts.
bad.
It stings. She said people were throwing up and snotting and everything. She said because of the fact, and I know because I asked her to get me some pepper spray. She told me it was illegal for her to give me that type of spray. That I had to get the regular spray that they have like over the counter. Police pepper the spray that's used for police is totally different than what you can get over the counter. It's much stronger. So
Yeah,
my
yeah,
God,
it is. Mhm. Yeah, Mickey. I didn't know it was a female cop that perpetrated her. Was it a female cop?
I
I
thought it
It
was
thought
the
was
I
it.
male
seen
cop that
I
I
think it
thought
was
the
a
she
white male
I know. I
requested,
cop.
seen. I
yeah,
know. I seen a female.
requested the female cop,
It
but
might have been. She probably was scared.
female cop was like, I couldn't do it, and cop was like, give it, I'll do it.
See,
That's
that's
because
probably
No,
why
she was a
Mickey.
black
he got.
she was a black girl that they
Mm,
didn't see as human.
yeah,
That is point of this conversation okay, now we're not here and our children are not children. The heck, you know this child's not even in pre 9 years old. This is the message I got, that children are not considered children. 9 years old, maybe the third grade, maybe the fourth grade. What the hell? I'm sorry.
the female said something disparaging. See, they
No,
just assholes
that's
there.
third grade because Nehemiah's in the second grade and he's 8. So we're talking
Yeah,
about anywhere from second to third grade. That cop didn't see that child as as a child or a child nor a human, and
A
that's how
child.
the hmm just like when they shot, was it Tamar
Because
Rice? They didn't see him as a child, and he was 12 years old playing, and they shot and killed him. The
but
cops
if
got right
somebody
after and
if
shot and killed him.
if
They
somebody
just don't
would
see
have
our
pepper sprayed
children.
their child at that age, if somebody would have pepper sprayed their child, they've been hot. They've been hot. They would had their ass down at that jail, uh, calling for get get your chief here and everything else. If they would have pepper sprayed one of their child's kids, uh, I mean that's crazy. But yeah, that pepper spray, and she ain't she is scarred after being pepper sprayed. You wouldn't be because it don't stop burning because when they spray during
It
training,
burns the face, right?
they told they told us they told us not when you go home and get in the shower, do not use soap. Well, you know how many hours later that was, and by the time that I got home, I had, I mean, I was still burning, but I just was thinking, 'cause you know, you jump in the shower, you grab your towel, you grab your soap, and you soap it down, and you start, and then all of a sudden, it that heat, it starts right back up, and you start burning. And they tell the guys, make sure, because if not, you're gonna have some hot balls. Because that pepper that spray is going to, and that soap is going to go straight down, and you're gonna be on fire. And let me tell you, I forgot. I got in the shower. I grabbed that towel. I grabbed that soap, and yoo-hoo, I was screaming bloody murder, like I had just been sprayed again. So yeah, that child is scarred.
Did it burn?
Dang,
Did it scar
being
your
pepper
face?
sprayed in the
Does
soap.
it burn your eyes? Did it
Uh,
scar your face?
No, it was my face was red for like 2 days. I mean, just red. I mean, you could touch it, and it was just hot from that cayenne pepper. And when it came down, it it um it you know
Dang.
my breast was burnt. Uh, Just yeah. So yeah, she's scarred. That it ain't. It's no joke. So for them to pepper spray a 9 year, you know that child was screaming murder. I wasn't screaming, but I was snotting and spitting and almost taking out running. Yeah, they got pepper. Yeah, they got all kinds of shit in there in that mace. And for a child like that, I'm surprised she may be physically scarred.
She probably went
Their
crazy when
little
that
tender.
mace hit her.
That's probably what why she was acting like that. Her manic her manic might have disappeared, and from that mace, it's probably what got her uh going wild. Shoot, I would too. So yeah, they better hope they don't lose their job. I don't know how their department is, but I mean they got suspended, but only probably only because they probably figured they would get sued. We'll see if they.
City,
Hopefully
the
they
city shut
we
him.
can find out.
Yeah, because
Hmm?
Decop, it wasn't the department. What our article said, the city said sit your take several seats down. The police department didn't want it, so the mayor said, you guys spend there about pay. That's who said, because it surprised me that the police
Oh,
didn't
really?
do it.
Ooh,
Yeah, that's the interesting
that
part of the story.
that's crazy. What kind of department are they?
See, that's why I
Wow.
couldn't watch. You heard how emotional I got. I can't handle that. Mm-mm.
I I just can't imagine. uh, one of my grandsons been sprayed by mace. That would be crazy. I think I would lose my mind. And what was the mother doing
She probably was on.
when they was
She probably
huh?
was freaking out. Her mom probably was freaking out and saying, "Don't hurt her, don't hurt her." That's probably what happened. Well, that's what normally will come from a mom. But I know we're
Yeah,
here in
see,
my town when we have a crisis, because I go and I see it. I get medication for the anxiety that I have because I suffer from PTSD from the cancer. And when I call and no one's in the office, they tell you if this is a emergency, please dial 911. The office is not open. So I guess
hmm
we have to rely on the police. And if you got police coming that are not trained, which I don't understand how they're not trained, and I hate to always say my daughter, but that's the only one that I can come to. Every time you turn around, every 3 months, she's going through domestic training, mental health training. What's the other one?
got to
Terrorist, terrorist training, and all this other stuff. Every time you turn
terrorists
around. hmm And what is that? Every
and
6 months, she's got to go to the range because
yeah,
if she can't shoot her gun the way it should be shot, she'll end up getting fired. So it's like every 3 months she's going through something to keep her job.
yeah, I mean, but it's because they don't have, some departments or some officers never have to use the training,
Yeah,
and
but this
when
is
it's
not the
time to
county
use the
police.
training,
Yeah, this is not. She's not county police. She's sheriff's department. And I know in some towns and some states, the sheriff is the county police, and they do everything. Over here in New Jersey, you have the county police and the sheriff's department. They're both separate.
yeah, police officers, if they just happen to get that call because they don't have a CIT uh, to send, and you get a regular
hmm
police officer, uh, they may not have never answered a call for a mental patient, a mental
Well, honey,
crisis, somebody
with this
having
pandemic going on, there's a whole lot of mental stuff going on. A whole lot of. We ain't got these crazy non-melanated people going to the stores talking about how their rights are being violated and acting crazy because they're told to put on a mask and
yeah,
all that
yeah.
craziness. And then you got people that are killing their parents and killing their girlfriends and killing their boyfriends. And I'm like, oh my God. Every time I turn around, there's something crazy going on. People are under pressure. People are stealing now because I guess they figured this is the only way of living. They lose their job, so
Those
a different
peppers.
type of survival kicks in. I'd be like, dang. And then you got that crazy rapper, what's his name? Little whatever his name is, that put that what is his
Uzi.
name? Uzi, yeah,
Is
that
it
put that big
Uzi?
old yeah, something like that, $26 million diamond in the middle of his head. He better not fall asleep. Somebody take that his
What?
skin and everything up off his head.
Okay,
Damn.
that there, he had said he proudly said it took me since 2017 just to pay off this 24 million, you guys, diamond. Okay,
And
20
smack
twenty
and
four
set it in
million
his
dollars to
forehead.
smack it of your head. That it rejected. Whoever did it, it's rejected. He has to get it
Right
out.
there.
Yeah, right in
Yes,
between
right
the
Right
there.
eyebrows,
Yes,
baby.
yes,
That's right.
ma'am. I
there.
had
Yep.
to look.
That's
I thought
crazy.
people were playing with me, and it's real.
Mm-mm. And it's real. And it was like, you better not. And one of the, I think his name is Shula King. He's a comedian. He said, them little thoughts that you be dealing with, you better not fall asleep on neither one of them because they're going to have your head with it. Can you imagine him walking
Yeah.
around with a bodyguard? Because somebody can knock him over his head and take that thing right up out of his and between his eyes. That is the why not take 24 million and invest in buildings or a whole mall or
It's
some property
a
and say no,
diamond
he's gonna take a diamond. The diamond was about as
Mickey
big
said,
as his eyeball. He
it's,
looked
Mickey
like
it was
said
a
about,
it was
Mickey, what?
about as big as his eyeball is a
What?
diamond, and it's shaped just like a
yeah,
diamond, right smack in the middle of his forehead,
it was a
almost in
Marquise
between.
Oh,
diamond.
It's almost in
This is
that's
what made
between
it
his
crazy.
Marquise.
eyebrows, a little bit above his eyebrows, in the middle of his head, and him grinning. I was like, Lord, our people, they got it all backwards. Why wouldn't he go and invest the money
That's
into some
stupid.
kind of stocks or something? $24 million. I thought it was 26.
Yeah, Miss Sierra, I really thought it was a joke, and what a waste. Secondly, if you could wait that long since 2017, you could have literally had that invested or money sitting in the bank for you to get your surgery for it to be rejected. And so he can't just take it out of his head because I don't even know how they implanted it in his head. Remember, this is like embedded in his. So
Yeah, it's
I know
embedded.
Decop
It's
face.
embedded.
It's
Stupid.
in his skull.
Stupid.
But
That's
Stupid.
24
crazy.
mil? I was like, maybe you guys, you don't understand. I really thought it was a joke. I looked that up and I said, good googly, where are we coming to? You're right, Miss TR. That's what I felt. I was like, this is stupid,
Crazy.
ridiculous.
Mickey
There
said so
was
many
another
people don't
rapper
have
that
money to pay rent. We are
another
headed to a
rapper
real depression.
another
Yeah.
rapper, he put a diamond in it as a teardrop on his face and had it embedded.
That's
Mickey said something, you guys, which it kind of pertains to all the stuff that's going on in the world. Mickey says something that I think Decop was saying. Many people don't have money to pay rent. We are headed for a real funny that Mickey say that because when the cart start jumping off and do you remember this when I was like, this is gonna have not. Remember that decop? And I was like,
yeah.
no. Uh I am so glad I'm in the position I'm in to knock anybody, but it was a slow, steady climb to retirement and certain things, and times have changed even from where I started working, becoming a career. You can't even do what I've done to be right I am right now. Like I don't know what the key is, but now that this COVID come through and how the government's been ran into the ground. I said this months ago, Mickey. There's going to be another depression. I decop's my witness because I was just talking out the side. I said, this don't look right. This don't sound right. And you're absolutely correct, Mickey. I'm sorry, guys. I had to inject that.
No, he's right, and the crime is going to rise because of it. You think crime will
Oh
rise?
yeah.
It will. It's not back in the like way back
Mm-hmm.
in the roaring 20s and 30s when this happened. People help one another. People are nasty and greedy, and
Right.
it's like whatever means
And
necessary. And that means walking down the street and taking your $30 sneakers. I'll take that if I thought I could sell them. It's like,
they gonna take that diamond out of between his head. Just
yeah,
wait. They may have to kill him with, but they'll cut it out after they kill him.
people are
Mm-hmm.
ruthless now. They're just ruthless. They will kill you. And when desperate needs come, people do desperate things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All these people out of work, they're gonna be fighting on food lines. Are you kidding me? I think I seen it on YouTube because I don't watch TV unless it's certain movies that I watch. That I think it was California. I'm not sure. They have rows and rows and long lines of cars lining up to get a food package. I'm like, oh my god, oh my
It's
god.
everywhere. It's everywhere,
Yeah,
Miss Sierra.
Yeah.
that's what I'm
Who
saying.
need
I
it,
was shocked
it's
to
yeah,
see
it's
it
not
like
your
that.
traditional waiting in line and pushing a cart. It's cars and lots of people waiting to get
Yeah.
A food package. Yeah. I'm glad they're able to get it because I'm blessed to be able to get mine too because I'm able to participate and save money for other things for my daughter to pay. Because I get
Yeah.
upset because I don't want her paying for everything. And I said, well, look, I'm going to do what I have to do to get food in this house, but I'm not willing to knock nobody over the head for it.
Yeah.
I'm not willing to do that. It's not in me to do it. And I hope that I pray to God. I hope I never have to make that choice. I'll go out there
Yeah.
and eat some, grass and stuff and do something like the bush people did and to go kill someone for a loaf of bread. But I could say this about our peoples that, you know, like my house, we don't have to have meat. You know how some people say, oh, we ain't got a meal unless we have meat. My house is trained where you don't have to have meat. And that's only because
Mm.
when they were kids, they were lazy chewers. So they would eat everything else, and then I had them trained where they would eat their vegetable, their starch, and the meat was always last. So by the time it got to the meat, either they were full or they didn't want to be bothered chewing. Even my little man, there's like if the chicken look like it's too, if I don't cut it up in pieces and he look like he got to work to chew it, he won't eat it. He'll eat that beans and rice, and he loves vegetables and he loves rice. So I'm like, that's good. That's good. And I don't force him to eat meat, but yeah, we gotta, shoot, the Latinas, they 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 don't have to have meat either. They're good with beans and rice if that's all they got.
Tortillas, rice and tortillas.
Shoot, I had a neighbor. They use fatback for everything. Fatback for their greens. Fatback fried like bacon. All that stuff. So it's like this. I guess it depends on what you're raised up. But not every. Some people will become vegetarians because they're forced. You get what you can afford to eat.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
did you happen to see the video AOC made uh and what's her name?
Oh, wait, she was trying to agree on a actual amendment, and she said, "Look, you take seats because just a week ago you trying to get me killed." I phrased that, but yeah, I saw that video.
and and I see, and I seen another one of her videos. I, I knew this girl looked young, but I didn't know she was like 22 when she came into the Senate.
Yeah,
22.
She's
yeah,
smart, honey. She's smart.
yeah.
She was young
Cookie. Yeah,
and
she's
and
under
very
25, I
smart.
think. Smart cookie. But she said she thought she was gonna die, and she accepted the fate. And
Yeah, she did,
you know,
and that's when
she said,
She started to tear up, and she really started to tear up. And I think she's got PTSD. She needs to go see somebody. Uh, she needs to go see a counselor because I think that really did something to her. I think it would have done something to me too. After she started describing everything that happened, it seemed really scary. And
well,
I
you
think
know what,
I would have been scared too.
Teacup, she talked about
Mm-hmm.
that terrorism that she went through. She is a sex what they call it, a rape
Assault.
survivor, a sexual
Yeah,
assault
a
survivor.
sexual assault.
And it
Yeah.
brought that
So
up. So it's like to her, she was like, okay, what I gotta think, what am I gonna do? And then the woman's office that she ran into, they were able to get her a pair of sneakers just in case she had to run for her life.
yep. And yeah, that was scary when she described everything that happened that day, and and I thought to myself, man, that's scary as hell. Deciding if you're gonna hide in the bathroom or you're gonna hide in the closet, and she chose the bathroom, which was the wrong place to try to hide.
But
People
you
check
also
the
heard them
bathroom
say,
all the
but she also heard them say,
time.
"Where is she? Where is she?" She heard them behind that
Yeah,
door. But when the police got there, they told her which way to go to get out of there. But also, Nancy Pelosi, not only was she scared, she was pissed because what they did to her office. You don't know that they don't say on every network, but they were finding urine, defecation in their offices, and they tore her office up. And they probably, when she ran, because they took them from the pit where the speaker and there was, because you got to remember they were in session, and they took them right to wherever the hiding place was. Nancy Pelosi, like what is it? I can't think of his name. Uh oh, which is his name? Oh, I can't even think of his name. Wait a minute, I'll get it in a minute. Diva Funky Dineva said, you know, she couldn't even get her purse because she says, when you come into office, the first thing you do is put your
yeah.
purse in the drawer. And she had to leave
Hmm.
everything. And they went
She
through
said she grabbed
everything
a
of
bag.
hers. Yeah,
Yep.
and they went through her mail. The woman
Mhm.
stole her laptop and tried to sell it to the Russians. They defecated in her office. They said then people had a mess to clean up. They
And
said
that's
there was
completely right, everybody. Like that's normal. What normal people do. I was serious. Sorry. Like, okay, this is how we roll. This is act. This is how grown people act. They cannot justify why I said earlier there has to be consequences if they do slaps on the hands. It's going to get worse. Going to get worse. But I don't want to change the subject, you guys, because apparently Mickey has a question. That's why I interjected, and I apologize.
Okay. Come.
Mickey said, how do you guys feel about Spinderella being excluded from the salt and pepper buyout?
I think that was so wrong. That was so wrong. Because she helped make them.
Exactly. And I'll say this because this is all but fun. There is back in the late 80s, early 90s, they had these type of Run DMC. So we can name a few of them. You were nothing unless you had a DJ. How is she?
Hey,
I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah. That's that's crazy. I didn't know they did that. I haven't watched any of the videos. I just wasn't interested. But yeah,
Yeah,
that
right.
is crazy.
I didn't see it either. Neither did I
Yeah,
look
yeah.
at Wendy's
I didn't look at
documentary
Wendy's
either. I
either.
just wasn't
I didn't either.
interested.
I
And when I
couldn't,
seen what
guys.
they
But
did to Salt and Pepper, what they did to Spinrella, I said, I'm not supporting that mess. I have no interest.
why, why would they do that? What was their purpose of leaving her out?
They said the network probably had to do it. They had nothing to do with it. But if they said, I guess they're not famous anymore, and money, money.
That like put in saying, okay, we're gonna do a biopic about the Temptations. You get where I'm going, but you leave everybody out except for like David Ruffin. Hell, what happened to everybody? That's why I'm
The
like,
Temptations ain't the
I think they
Temptations
had some.
unless you have all of them.
Yeah, exactly. Even though David was great, he had issues. You get where I'm going, Miss TR. That was the entire
Hmm.
group. Even though it said salt and pepper, it was a triad of people. It wasn't. So I don't believe it was a network. It was them two. It was them two.
Yeah,
That's
you
like
can't leave
T.
Cinderella out. You can't
Yeah,
leave
you
her
can't
out.
leave her out. No, and only this is sad. This is a sad example. It's like saying let's do one TLC. You know what I mean? But we know that Left Eye passed away. That's the only exception. But you find out, burnt down she house or something. I'm playing. You get where I'm saying. That's why I'm like, no, that sounds like they were like, we're not gonna cut it in 3 ways. We're gonna do it 2 ways.
Yep.
And then there was some
Yep.
type of art that they were they the group came out to get Salt and Pepper, but before they became famous, Salt and Pepper got to the group together first. So they're justified because they came before they even were blown up. Cinderella, because they did have a GJ. I do know a little bit about the story before this even happened, and it just didn't work out. And they were also looking for looks. And Spinderella was not only pretty, she was J. And that's how they debut as Salt and Pepper with all three of them. And the same thing TLC picked more like a girl band. But you notice how they
Mhm.
picked them for the looks, not the girls, but that together. So the new this is way before because I was kind of a fan of them, but it was way before actual.
Yep.
So it was oh, we'll make more money if we split it in half, not by three.
I can tell
Yeah.
you this much. What's the
And
first thing people said? Where's Spinderella? Everybody's like, well, where's Spinderella?
yeah,
Where is she? Has she been on the Breakfast Club yet? Spinderella telling her story?
I hope she does.
I don't know.
I hope she does. You know,
Because
she
usually it gets on the Breakfast Club. Yeah.
she seems like out of the three, the one that got some sense. Honestly.
Well, I know. I don't
Yeah,
know
that's
which
crazy.
one, but the one with all the long nails and the wild, the vampy hair, the vampy look. She was
What's the name?
grandstanding all while
Is it
they were
Pepper?
doing the interview. I don't know if it was Pepper or what, but the one had their hair up and the other one had their hair down. So the one that had their hair down, I don't know if it was Pepper or what. She grandstand and took over the whole entire interview. Every time one of them went to go say something, she would cut them off and start talking. Now that's the way I perceived
Probably
it.
Pepper. Probably Pepper. It's 'cause she's the Pepper is the one that was on what was the name of that like Love and Hip Hop? But it was what was the name of that show?
No, no, I thought it was Love and Hip Hop. I don't know how it was the rise. Yeah,
No,
so
it was
many of them.
what was the name of, because Romo was on it. Uh his what is his dad name? Um Masterpiece. What was the
It
name of that
it
show?
was a Master K.
Anybody
Okay,
remember?
because I really didn't watch it that much. That's why I can't really
Yeah,
grasp what the
because
show was.
Pe- Pepper is on it. Pepper's daughter
Looking
is on
rack.
there.
Yeah.
Uh, who else? They all have to do with even what's that boy's name? Bow Wow was on it. The Brat,
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Wait a minute. I
I
asked my
think Brat was
granddaughter.
on.
Wait a minute. I asked my daughter because it's in my granddaughter because it's in New York, and my granddaughter went there. Hold on.
Okay, yeah, I can't think of the name of that show because all of them it had to do with famous
106. Is it 106
uh
Park?
That was a actual like
no, not that one. Not
MTV
that
run
growing
It
up hip
Bow
show.
yeah,
Wow was
growing up
on it.
hip hop.
106 Park.
Yeah, growing up hip hop.
Oh,
Growing up
That
okay.
hip.
was the name of it.
Okay, yes, that's what it was.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
thank you, Mickey. And it was just like,
Because Pepper is on it. Hmm. And she
But you
just
know what?
talk all the time. Pepper do just talk.
But you know what?
So she
They
probably the
both are
one
gonna
that was
lose
taking
respect.
over.
Yeah, you know what? They're gonna lose. People are gonna lose respect for them because what was allowed to Spinderella. You know, because I'm telling you, I didn't even watch the show, and I heard people, the write ups, like on Twitter and stuff like that. They were like, "Did you see it? Where's Spinderella? How come she's not in it?" So people are feeling some type of way because you would have never made it without her. Run DMC, they had
Yeah,
to have a
she was
DJ
the
all them back
DJ.
in the day. She was and not only that, she was an entertainer. So she just didn't spin. She danced. She did all that with them. So
Yep.
she got a bum deal, and that's horrible. That is so horrible because Salt and Pepper is not known unless they have spin. It's like a trio.
Yep.
It wasn't a duel.
Salt and pepper is not.
So that's really sad. But I lose respect. I don't even want. I
Yeah.
could care less about watching it. I'm not even interested in seeing Wendy either. I could care less. I really do.
Yeah.
Me, okay, lovely. I
No
didn't
Blake
watch
school at a
Wendy's
night.
movie
Or she
either.
can be like that. I really could care less. I don't think Wendy's gonna have her show much longer. Um, uh, and then she just got finished putting out all her business between the fight between her and her brother. In between the lines, she called her brother gay, like he's a cross dresser. She did a lot of different. I'm telling you, talking about messy,
Wendy need to eat
messy,
a
messy,
hamburger.
Mm,
messy, messy. She recently did that
mm-hmm.
because of her mother's death, and they were wondering how come she didn't show up at the funeral. Well, she must have showed and just left, and then she went and met her ex, or her going soon to be ex or whatever. And a lot of messy stuff got out, and she was more or less saying in between the lines that her brother's a cross dresser. She said, "Don't let me let your secret out." You know what I mean? And she said something about, "Oh yeah, he loves my clothing like this, if you know what I mean." And
Mm-hmm.
it got really ugly. Yeah, it got really ugly. And I was like, you know what? He didn't expose your butt when you were on them drugs and stuff and flipping out. He was just asking because of your father saying, "How come you weren't there at the funeral?" And she said she was there. She said, "No, you were there at the wake. You weren't there at the funeral. You led us to believe that you had to fly back to New York because of work." It got real ugly. It got real ugly.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, ugh. Especially when she went to go be with Calvin, her husband. So
Went to
yeah,
go. She went left to go be with him.
yeah. And her son and him, they went out to dinner or something like that, lunch or something like that to eat while the mother's funeral was going on. Check it out. It's on YouTube. Check it out.
Oh my goodness. Wendy's brother has a beautiful chocolate sister. Oh
Okay,
really?
well, it must not be Wendy because Wendy ain't chocolate.
She used to be chocolate. She a
Tommy has
pretty
a beautiful
complexion.
wife. Tell me who. Tell me who has a beautiful wife.
Tommy
Who's
is
Tommy?
Wendy's brother. Wendy's brother.
Okay.
Chocolate sister. Okay.
You meant to say
Well,
white.
well,
The
yeah.
wife.
Well, Wendy's
Oh,
black
okay.
complexion is totally different. I didn't see nothing wrong with his complexion. So she minds me what she's doing herself like Little Kim, because nothing was wrong with Little Kim's complexion either, and look really different now. That's
Mm,
Well, guys, you know what? I'm gonna drop out. I'm hungry now, so I'm gonna eat, and guess I have to make my
yeah.
bread in the
Oh,
morning because my yeast is frozen. I took it out of the freezer to thaw out. So
mm.
NYW, good
oh.
seeing you again and talking with you.
Yes, yes.
Mickey and
All right.
Love Blake and Top and who else is
All
in
right.
here?
Cassandra.
Uh, that's
Cassandra.
Cassandra's
Cassandra.
in here. Is she still in here? For those.
Yeah, she's still up there.
Good seeing you
Yeah.
guys, and I'll see you guys soon. I got a taste for some tuna
All
fish,
right.
so I'm gonna fix me a tuna fish soon.
Uh,
I'm hungry. All right,
All
blessings,
right.
everyone.
I'm hungry.
Good night. Good
Good
night.
night.
And yeah, NYW get sleepy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess we'll get off of here because NYW is about to pass out, and
I
Yep.
I'm
really am.
getting sleepy myself.
I'm
Hmm.
trying. I really
So
tried tonight.
yeah, I was getting a little sleepy myself. I was sitting here. Yeah, I could see my eyes was like getting ready to close. But all right. I guess I'll end this, and so I can go find me something to
Hey,
get on my stomach.
Mickey, love,
No,
Cassandra,
huh?
Miss TR. I'm saying
Yeah,
your
oh
names
yeah,
everybody. I'm trying to remember. And last but not least,
Sandra.
Decop. It
Yeah,
was good.
uh,
We're gonna have to do this again.
yeah, 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 definitely. Um, Mickey, thanks for coming by as always. Good night. Good night, Miss TR. Cassandra, Love Lake. I think we got everybody. All right, NYW. I will talk to you later. You get you some
Good
sleep.
night. I will. My dog keeps
All
looking at me
right, y'all.
crazy,
Y'all have
like
a
for
good
an
night.
hour. Good night.
I bet I know. I know it. All right. I'll see y'all next video.